Hello, everybody. Welcome to SNKronize and talk to so we can talk about the new camera. I was not ready.
You're the one who presses the
Yeah,
buttons.
I know, but I pressed it without thinking about it. To be honest with you.
Who is excited? This guy.
Yes.
Fair enough.
I am James Chen, joined by Olaf. How's everybody going out there? And
How's everybody going?
yeah, how's everybody going?
How's it going?
I've heard that that's a very
That's a thing.
that's an Australian thing.
It's a
So,
thing.
and I remember
How you
watching
going?
some. Yeah, I watched a video and like some Australians and they just were like, "How you going?" And I was like, "See,
Uh-huh.
I was just Australia.
Yeah.
That's all."
I mean, I'm always a fan of Nor for no, because
Oh,
the accent Nor.
yeah. Oh man, yeah. 2 more weeks till
Week and a
beta.
half.
And of course, a week and a half, less than 2 weeks. And we're at a point right now where, obviously, with the time change now, the smarter countries out there do not observe the time change.
Yeah.
So the trailer should be out, like, literally in, like, 2 minutes.
One
One
minute
minute.
even.
Yeah, exactly. So,
But we started a few minutes early because I also wanted to say Kitty, who is obviously not here,
uh-huh.
she would love to be here, but we're prepping for Red Bull this weekend.
Oh,
The
that's
Red
right.
Bull
Yeah, yeah,
contest.
yeah.
So she has a lot to get together and everything, so basically she's too busy.
Yeah.
So she couldn't make it, but she wants to. She says hi, all that sort of thing. And that being
Alright.
said, the trailer should be up very much momentarily.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
You got the notification already?
Yep.
Can someone send me a link?
Oh.
Oh, Mike is a little low because Mike is away from the mic.
Aha.
Mike needs to get closer to the mic. Someone can paste the link in the chat. Link in the
There you
chat.
go.
There we go.
Thanks, Gorge.
Thank you. What's this?
All right, let's watch this Botan trailer.
Let's watch this Botan trailer. Clearly Botan trailer. Clearly Botan trailer. Oh, come on, get away from me, ad.
That's the one thing. We didn't even have enough time to joke about that before the trailer was up.
Right.
There we go.
So weird. I know, right? We didn't even get to joke about the Botan stuff. Here we go. All right, let's do this. Full screen, unmute.
Switch the source.
Switch
Same as
the
all.
source.
Same as always. We are definitely going to be watching it at full volume, so we're gonna not be audible during the first watch, and then we'll dissect it.
Yeah.
I'm not a whip player, so I don't really have that much to be like, oh, I'm glad they did this, unless that's something dramatic.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, she can use some help after 14, so let's see what happens.
It is whip. Man.
Yeah.
Man, there's no way I would have guessed.
Yeah,
this.
Muchiko.
Yeah. all right.
Muchiko, indeed.
Muchiko?
That's her Japanese name, essentially.
Gotcha. Oh,
Ooh,
it's
where's
great.
her audio? Her body's fantastic, her face is not.
さっさと終わらせてあ
Looks a
げま
little
しょう。グッ
frozen.
ドドゥ。
教官として胸貸してやる。
ムチコって呼んだ分のきちんとお返ししますからね。甘い。捕まえたわ。今日がそがれた。さあ踊りましょう。物足りないわ。受けて。自分の恥を取れ。泣きなさい。好きだらけ覚悟なさい。受けて。踊りましょう。ララララララララ。お勝利の時間よ。障害は全て取り除く。てりゃー。逃がしはしない。走ろう。あなたごときわけないことだわ。
Yeah, I mean,
I'm glad they went with some OG music, like including like the actual like MVS sound rather than an arranged version or anything. I'm enjoying that. But
yeah, okay. The way that it seemed, my feeling about this right now is that she definitely feels like one of the lesser worked on transitions from 14 to 15 because the animations still look pretty.
the thing is like it's half and half because some of the animations are okay, and then a few of them looked way better.
Okay.
I really don't like like basically her from the neck up. She looks like a plastic doll, like a Barbie doll.
Right, yeah. It seems like she has the same. Yeah, it's still the same 14 whip, right? I mean, it's mostly just the same.
Yeah, she seems like she got some upgrades and some updates. I think some of those.
I mean, the face really looks better, right, than it did before, right? So
I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay.
Because they definitely updated the model, but I think with the newer shaders, I don't know. I'm not sold on her face.
Okay.
We'll just leave it at that. I think a couple of the combos might have been new, like little buffs to like how her 6 AAAA combo works. I'm really surprised that they went ahead and showed her anti-air capture whiffing. That felt really weird.
Just to give you information, maybe?
Yeah, like, hey, this isn't always going to work. We didn't change anything there. Like, what? But let's go ahead and do the slow-mo.
All right, let's do this.
And then we will talk ramifications.
Yeah, of course, because there's definitely a lot to talk about on that side of things. So
yeah, I actually agree. Once we do this actually no, let's go ahead and do the 14 trailer
first now.
Yeah, because then we'll have a little bit more like to compare right off to. Because like I said, I'm not a whip player. I don't know.
Right.
I really thought they might give her back like her jump off the screen and fall on you move again, but.
So this is the PS4 trailer over here.
Yeah, and also like you can compare her face in this too and draw your own conclusions.
Right. Okay, so that's the best that we have. All right, let's do this. So this is this one here. I'll turn the volume down a little bit here.
Oh, the game over gun super? Yeah.
The face looks a little different, but other than that, it's not even significantly different.
I disagree.
Literally the same super here. Okay.
Yeah, it just looks a hell of a lot better. I really like the texturing on the whip in 15.
Oh yeah, again the texturing they did a good job with in 15 for sure.
Yeah, it's the face is what bothers me. Everything else I think looks way better, but the face to like the neck and jawline feel a little off in 15.
But you think, do you think it looks better in 15 though by a lot, or do you think it's
from the neck down? She looks way better in 15.
Right. Yeah.
From the neck up,
it looks about the same.
It's lateral shift. Like there's a couple things that are better, and then a couple things I think are worse.
Right.
Yeah, this feels like a pretty.
Her face.
This feels like an early footage trailer.
Yeah, and I don't know, like from that first scene here from far away, she almost looked like a Dragon Ball Fighters character. Like it's a very generic looking face. It feels like.
Yeah, and her proportions feel weird. Like she's got a bob cut, but just a normal like bob, and her head looks huge compared to her face.
Oh, I see what you're
saying.
Like
look where the back of her head is.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Right. Did she used to have a gun?
Yeah, back in the olden days.
Okay. So, like, if we take a look at this compared to this.
Yeah.
Right. Pretty similar. Definitely improvements to the face, but nothing. Like, it looks more cartoony.
Again, it feels a lateral shift. Like, some things improved and some things suffered for it.
I mean, it could be, Noah, that it's just the fact that it looks like her head is too big, right?
Yeah, and it's also like it feels a little more plasticky. But like, it's not a problem. Like, she can hairspray that shit down. It's fine. But yeah, she looks more deadpan.
Yeah, like that's what I said early on. I said her face looks a little lifeless.
Yeah.
Right. But then everything else seems very similar to the previous one. And I guess it's probably not a surprise because they probably figured she was one of the DLC characters, so she's been more updated than the other characters, right? So they were going to leave her mostly the same.
Yeah, most of the DLC characters are left more or less alone.
Which were the other DLC characters? So Mary didn't get changed.
Mary got the huge upgrade from the neck up. Vanessa got updates to like some of her overall physique and again neck up.
Hydern.
And that's it, because we're 4 and 4 right now.
Okay.
Four brought back, 4 not.
Gotcha. I mean, do you feel like Hydern looked kind of the same?
I think he looks a bit better.
Okay. In slow motion, her animations look decent. So you can definitely tell she's one of the later characters in the KOF 14's life.
By the way, the two of them have a pseudo-friendly rivalry.
Okay.
Yeah, the fucking rope on the whip looks fantastic, by the way.
Again, the texturing is really good, right? So even though 14 had some good texturing on the outfit, but it doesn't look quite as... Like, it looks more like a texture map, whereas this one looks more like a tangible, feelable thing.
Yeah,
right?
their fabric work has just gotten so much better.
The fabric work is great.
But yeah, no, Voodoo looks fucking amazing.
What's Voodoo? Is the name of the whip?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, yeah, like people are pointing out too, like, this is the first game in God only knows how long where all 5 Ikari warriors are present.
And again, we'll talk about that
like from launch.
Right. Smack. I mean, I'm just looking at the way the whip moves.
I really like the depth there.
Yeah, the depth is big, and it actually casts a shadow on her head. Interesting.
Sick.
Yeah, you can see the shadow a little bit there too. So, yeah, I think that's what it really is. I feel like the face is really low.
Mm-hmm. And it makes her head look so big compared to her face.
Right. I feel like if they raise the face a little bit, it would look a little bit better than it does right now.
Yeah.
So.
And at least in terms of mainline, because they're all in O2UM, right? Yeah. Right. No, wait. I can't even remember if Hydern's in O2UM.
So that's a throw.
Should be, but.
So was that a command grab?
It's a capture. That's actually an overhead.
Oh.
So, bink, overhead.
Oh, I see. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, see, that looked a little floaty to me right there, where she bounces off of them. It's just like snap into position, and she just.
Well, I mean, at least she has the teleport dash lines.
Yeah, that's true. And there's that depth on the whip.
The depth of the whip is fantastic.
Is it like that before, or is this?
It doesn't. It's not as robust. It doesn't hit the same way. Right. It technically occurs.
Right. Plus, the other thing too is the characters were smaller in 14, so it's harder to tell, right? So
that's right. He is an OTUM.
See if I can see some whip action here.
He definitely should have been, because it's everyone who was in Nest Saga.
Yeah, so there was a little bit of it there. Yeah,
but it's not the same.
Right,
the updated version just looks fantastic.
The whip just doesn't look as good, basically. The whip doesn't have the same texturing on it, so yeah, that's basically what it is. Okay.
Well, it's basically that there's of her superiors, she likes one of them and doesn't like the other. Donk!
What was that? An overhead again?
I think it's an overhead. It also, reflects or negates projectiles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it negates projectiles, and the EX one creates a new projectile.
Gotcha. Blockity. Oh, hit you low, right? Is that a low capture state?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, so she was DLC in 14, but she's main roster in 15.
I feel like the stomp could have looked a little more convincing.
Well, it's also, when you play it at full speed, it's not as big of a deal.
But I do like how much she's tackling about it, though. I'm amused by that.
Yeah, no, so we'll get to the team prediction stuff here in a minute.
Yeah, that's definitely the big elephant in the room, right?
Yeah, so. the ramifications of this. But if you tuned in last week, I have a little bit to say about that.
What is that?
She flicks up small earring grenades like Leona's, and then whips them out of the air for the explosion.
So it covers all the space, basically.
Yeah, it's a really neat super that she gained in 14.
And then swingity way into the cross up.
Yeah, it's like a kind of jank demon flip.
Mm-hmm, yeah. You can just see the texture on the whip when it zooms in, adds so much depth to it. Standard super of whip you back and forth.
I do like the new voice work, though. It definitely feels more like Whip than 14 did.
Okay. Is it a different voice actress?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It feels more like her old recordings.
Okay. As far as everybody in the chat who has played Whip before, she looks pretty much like the same character.
Yeah, she's still fundamentally 14 Whip. It seems like she's got a few minor new things.
Like maybe some new combo routes, basically.
Yeah, or like increased juggle potential on certain moves, stuff like that.
So there we go. We have
and then the 1, 2, 3.
The math cancel here. She does the whippy super, gets the wind. The wind is weird looking because it looks like she's sucking the wind into her feet. It looks like the wind is going in that direction, which I guess that's what they wanted it to do.
Yeah, because it's like the vacuuming effect. Yeah, no, we all miss her O2 hidden.
What's that?
Fucking, she yells game over, pulls out a magnum, and just fucking shoots you. And it's an unblockable gun.
Oh, dang. So the first one, the one she did, the earring bomb, that's a super.
Yeah.
So this is a level 2 version of the super.
Yeah, the level 2 version, she does 2 sets of them.
She throws the extra bomb, that's kind of neat, but then cancels it into the level 3.
Looking like Battle Angel Alita.
Yeah, I know. It's a little odd looking right there. Eyes got a little big. Where did they show the thing whiffing? Did we miss that?
Oh yeah, we skipped over it already.
Okay.
Yeah, it's at like the 1/3 mark. Yeah, and I think with the extra texture work and the better texture work, better like depth and stuff, the super looks so much better than it did.
Yeah. The little the camera fuzzing too.
Yeah.
Is the thing whiffing again? Right.
It should be momentarily. It's like one of the next ones, I think.
Yeah, I remember seeing it too. So wait, where did she get the spike on that whip from?
The idea is that she like throws a little knife into it, then just spears it out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always been a weird one, but that's just been her jump CD for like ever.
Okay. I remember it was against Clark. At least I thought it was.
You mean Ralph?
Ralph, sure.
Yeah, this one's Ralph.
Okay.
Do you need to take a nap?
Me?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, I think it's one of the next ones because I think it was after the throw.
Okay.
Oh yeah, like a couple of her normals, she actually hits you with the handle of the whip. Here it is.
Oh yeah.
And oops.
Yeah, they were just like, yeah, this doesn't work.
Yeah, it's not ultra reliable.
I always forget which was Ralph and Clark. I don't know why. It's just
Clark's the smart one, and Ralph's the silly one.
that doesn't help me.
Ralph is red with the headband.
Okay, Ralph is. I mean, just like, is there any indication visually which one's the smart one, right?
Clark's the cool guy with glasses on. I'm just saying.
So Clark is the cool guy with glasses, and he's the smart one?
He's the far smarter one.
Oh, okay.
He's super genius.
So the dude with the glasses is smarter, and he's Clark like Clark Kent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which is why his last name had to be changed to Still from Steel.
That's right, because it sounded too much like Man of Steel and kind of
Yep.
things, right? Yeah, so that's Clark right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Clark is a ludicrously smart motherfucker.
Okay.
Yeah, and if I ever played all the Ikari Warriors based on like just favoritism, it would be Leona, Hydron, and Clark.
Right. Okay.
I fucking love Clark as a character. I don't like playing him that much, but I love him as a character.
Ralph is AMD, Clark is Intel, Whip is NVIDIA. What is this? I'm a little lost on that one there. But yeah, obviously now what this ends up doing is now creating a very interesting team situation here. And I know you have particular theories about this. But...
Yeah. Also, yes, I agree completely, El Gordo. Why the fuck is Ralph not allowed to have Galactica Phantom anymore?
Which one's that one again?
Big charge up, unblockable punch of death.
Bam!
Yeah. Yeah, no, KOF 11 Ralph is best Ralph.
That was the one that you could also do the whiff cancel.
The whiff cancel into like the pseudo Phantom DP shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he has the weird, like, fucking turn punch shit again. I mean, he didn't even really have Phantom in 13, right?
This back
Yeah,
up.
but I don't know. Galactic Phantom's great because, like, the thing is, he has like a set charge time in most of the games, and then you just know when it is and roll. No, he did have it in 13. Okay, been a while. That was 03, because 03 was the one game that didn't have Kula. And let's be honest, SNK is never going to make that decision ever again.
Not putting Kula in the game.
Yeah, yeah, letting Kula hang out. Yeah,
was a lot of. I mean, I'm assuming everybody was mad about that.
Yeah, there was a pretty noticeable backlash about it. So she immediately got put back into 11.
Which one was she not in?
03.
03. Okay. So yeah. So now.
Which is funny because she was only in 3 games before that, because she debuted in 2000.
Yeah, but she's
Kula.
She's cool.
Yeah,
so.
no, I was having a discussion with my buddy about this the other day, that Kula falls into, like, the Mai Shiranui school of character design, where you're waifu bait for particular tastes,
right?
You're a strong character, and you're easy to play.
Has Mai always been easy to play and strong? Yeah.
Strong, she's fuzzy, she goes back and forth, but she's always been easy to play.
Okay. But yeah, so now this is, I mean, I should actually just create a Photoshop of this version with the characters.
Yeah, I mean, you can go to the official SNK website and get the portraits for every character too.
Yeah, that's true. I should do that at some point in
Yeah.
time, but we'll take care of that some other time. So in the meantime here, what do we got here? So, officially announced now, right?
Yes.
We have
Dolores
here, right? There we go. Did that just not work at all? What the hell just happened? What's going on with my thing? I have no...
No, it's on your other window.
Hey! Okay,
there we go. Cool.
Thank you. Okay.
All right.
So, officially we've got Dolores and we've got Hyder.
Yes.
Now, that's the interesting part, right? Because we have a Hyder not on Whip's team.
Yeah.
Right? So this...
Well, I mean, it's not the only time Whip's been on K-Dash team, so that's fine.
Because we were always talking about how there could have been the Hyder and Whip Adelheid.
The Adelheid team, yeah.
Yeah, but that's not happening anymore here. Now, so we have all that here, right? So that's
established. And then we have Kukri.
Theoretically, we have Kukri here as well.
Most likely there.
Here, right?
Right.
And then our guess is that we are also going to get... Our
exceptionally educated guess.
Right, is we are going to get Elizabeth here.
Oh, that's not the one I was talking about, but that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, right,
yeah, the educated guess is that we have Elizabeth there. If not, then it's Oswald.
Right.
But I think that's a lesser shot because, again, Oda saying we have 2 surprises left.
So you're saying that this is either going to be
that's going to be one of the surprises.
Elizabeth or Oswald.
Yeah, it's either Elizabeth or Oswald probably, but I think it's Elizabeth based on the 2 surprises concept.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So then...
Yeah, I mean, it would be really surprising for this game to not have Oswald in it, but...
I mean, why would it be surprising to not have Oswald in it?
Oh, wait, seriously?
Whoa, really? All the characters got leaked?
That's news to me.
Okay, then nobody
nobody talked about that.
Say anything, because if you don't know about that...
Yeah, I had not heard yet.
Okay. Wait, but so why is Oswald something that you feel like would have to fit in here?
Well, it would just be really nice to see him. And again, he was only in 11 and then came back to 14 as DLC, and they updated him to be a bit more reasonable.
Right, yeah. So, okay. Let's see here. So, here's the question now. This is the match. This is all that we need left to be revealed right here, right?
Yeah, well, asterisk. We have the exceptionally educated guesses of Kula and Angel.
Right. Kula here.
Yeah, free.
Right. And then Angel
is going to be in the bottom unknown team.
I should probably make these ones purple, but whatever. Actually, it would be the same category as the other ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, that probably means Whip is going to be on K-Dash and Kula's team, probably.
Yeah.
Because Whip is...
K-Dash's sister.
Right, and they've been on the same team before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so most likely Whip is going here then. Officially revealed. Okay.
Now, with this in mind, okay, we've got again the 2 surprises. Mm-hmm. And we've already got one of them being
here,
Liz.
right.
That means that one of them has to be in the bottom row. And
Now,
there's only so many characters that Angel could theoretically team up with.
right. Now, when did has Maxima been left out before? He's always been with Kula and K-Dash.
He's always been with K-Dash. Always.
Okay. Except for that 1 year that Kula wasn't there, basically, right? 03 year, you were saying.
Yeah, so Maxima's always been with K-Dash.
Mm-hmm.
And then Angel, Kula, Nameless would totally not make sense.
Right, because
Kula and Angel,
right.
and Angel being together on a team was like the most far-fetched thing to me,
Right.
and seeing people like keep predicting that was the K-Dash team really like threw me for a loop. Like they have a lot of explaining to do if that's ever going to be manageable.
Because Kula and Angel hate each other, basically.
Well, Kula hates Angel. Angel kind of doesn't care that much in general.
Okay,
She doesn't really like anybody.
Right.
Which leads us to this leads credence though to the theory from last week of Nameless.
Right, so you're saying that Whip and Nameless could potentially be here.
No, the Angel and Nameless.
Angel and Nameless, yes, my bad, sorry.
And then the third character would probably be Sylvie. I think that would be something you could put together.
And so...
Because also, look how many 14 newcomers are not in this fucking game.
Like all of them, right?
We've got Antonov, Dinosaur with an asterisk, Luong, and then the pro tags, which is Shune and Mitenkun.
Right.
For how many new characters that game had, it's really surprising how many are on the chopping block. Because again, that game had what, like 15 new characters, some shit like that.
Yeah.
And we're barely scratching 7.
Yeah, we have Kukri here, basically, so for those people wondering. So we have Kukri here. This is either Elizabeth or Oswald here, right? But
Pretty much.
Given the ending from
Yeah.
14, probably going to be Elizabeth.
Yeah, because again, like the thing is, like going to the other principle too. Like, let's pretend that's Oswald. Mm-hmm. That means that both of the surprises are in that bottom team, which seems also really weird.
Right, yeah, to put both of them in the set. But I mean, maybe they want
It's
to
like
a brand new team.
or it's like
something.
Angel, Foxy, Nameless, which would be fucking insane.
Now, Foxy is...
She's the one with the hair that she like ties up with her flag that makes it look like a cat in the hat.
Yeah.
Like the Dr. Seuss shit.
Yeah. But I mean, story-wise, how does she relate to like Angel?
She's definitely, well, she was in Nests. She's still fond of Kula and still like hangs out in that kind of house thing, but it's still like, it would be weird. It would still be weird, but it's like, it's probably the least implausible outside of Sylvie.
So, but Foxy wasn't in 14.
Foxy hasn't been in a game in a long time.
Right, so if Foxy's in here, it wouldn't be replacing Sylvie, it would probably be replacing Nameless.
That's one thing people are thinking, but I'd also like to point out that Nameless is a hell of a lot more popular.
Right, but maybe,
Also has tier list behind him.
But do they want to do that, right? Obviously, with that character having that kind of weird history.
I mean, again, I think Nameless would be the more interesting choice, also because they can be like, oh yeah, Verse had all the lost souls.
Right.
He never existed, so yeah, let's just let him exist now.
Yeah, so Foxy has only been in 01, 02, and 02 UM. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and now, like, the thing is, with Nests not existing, and she cares about Kula, everything's fine. But if there was like a Nests reunion, Who knows?
Right. So we're at a team final fight.
No, versus literally Crisis of Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
No, that
that's
joke.
why, like, I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they're gonna merge the Fatal Fury timelines with everything.
Yeah, if they do that, that would be really interesting.
Right.
Which only increases my chances of Guy Tendo.
I mean, we're not sure though, right? I mean, K-Dash might not have the family. He might not have Maxima with him, right? This is probably Whip.
Yeah.
So it's most likely. I mean, there's only 8 characters, Showbiz. So we're gonna be shifting through all the characters.
I mean, I've got a plan already.
Right,
I know
yeah.
what my team is fundamentally. With only one of them is going to swap back and forth between 2 characters.
I'll probably mostly. I mean, I'm actually interested in trying out what Kyo and Iori do and Chizuru, so I might just Sacred Treasures my way through for a little bit. Because I know you want to play a lot of Dolores, so I can let you explore her a lot.
Dolores?
Dolores, the Explorers, yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Awful.
Dolores, the Explorers. I mean, I'll learn enough about her fighting against you, right? You'll probably play Chizuru as well.
Correct.
I know you're not touching Kyo.
Correct.
Right.
I mean, unless we set up like sub and donation goals. They're like, all right, we're gonna pick your teams today. Like, all right, fuck it. But I'm not voluntarily picking Kyo or Shunei. And then the third character I'm gonna play is actually mostly gonna be Shermie.
Right.
But I'm also gonna dabble in Chris.
Okay.
Because I really want to play Shermie to see how grapplers feel in this game.
I don't think Liz and Ash are enemies, right?
Not at all.
Because Elizabeth was the only one who remembers Ash, and she misses him, right?
Yeah, they're absolutely besties. It was like, the thing is, so Elizabeth being in Ash Saga and KOF was trying to basically take down her best friend because, bro, what are you doing?
Oh, it was one of those things.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. More one of those, I have to stop you because you're going crazy kind of things, right?
Like, you're better than this.
Right.
Yeah, she basically loves him.
Over here. Right? Why is this over here? I'm so confused. Anyways, what is Jasmine is doing something and she's getting the attention of Nathan now.
Now again, we still have 7 theoretical unlock slots at the top too.
Right,
so not everyone is fully ruled out yet.
Right. I mean, this is going to be verse and or whomever replaces verse. Right?
Final boss thing.
Right. The prevailing theory is going to be Orochi CYS. And then there's still one strangely missing unlockable team that we have no...
Well, theoretically unlockable team.
Right, theoretically. Because they've only said that the DLC is only going to bring in 2 more teams, right? Which will be...
Yeah, which implies that those are unlockables up there.
Right.
But, again, implies. Nothing is, stated, cold hard fact.
I'm just wondering, once they start adding more teams, how are they going to fit them on the select screen, dude?
I mean, every other game has managed it when they needed to.
Right.
I mean, you can even just looking at the screenshot. There's enough space on the bottom row.
Yeah, that's true. On the bottom, they could add some more. So.
Oh, that actually reminds me of something else.
What, the launch window comment? What about it?
I mean, I'm not sure how I feel about the launch window comment, other than it might be February has a lot going on.
I see what you're saying.
But again, it's not that big a deal because people who play fighting games are going to play fighting games,
right?
And it's Elden Ring coming out in February or whatever. People are going to play fighting games, or they're going to play Elden Ring, okay? Or that kind of thing.
Elden Ring's coming out in February.
I don't think that. I don't think that's accurate, but I'm not following that timeline too much. It could be. Point is that there's not a horrific amount of overlap between some of the gaming communities and fighting games.
Yeah, exactly.
And most of the time, if you're a hardcore fighting game player, that's the fighting game is going to take priority at least for a period of time.
Look, fighting games are they're just their own timeline, basically. I feel like so.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. LA Joe is very much going to play Elden Ring, but Joe is probably going to play Elden Ring over KOF in general.
Right. Exactly.
All we got to do is sell Joe, and he got Vanessa, so he'll be fine.
Okay. He's got one of his waifus in there. Yeah.
So we're all right. But What this does remind me, though, is fucking Steam Decks got delayed.
Yeah, the portable thing, right? Till February, right?
Well, so that's not just like until February. That means that whatever wave you reserved in looks like it got shifted. So if you got wave 1 where you were gonna get in December, yours is in February. But because of the website breaking when I tried to order mine, I'm like wave 3, so I'm probably gonna get it in like May.
Oh, right. Okay. Gotcha.
I doubt they're gonna be fully caught up in February because it's all the shipping delays.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're basically, if you're doing anything international with large business, you're fucked.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I saw a lot of people talking about it, and I don't know. For me, I just don't
Yeah, I mean, you weren't planning on getting one, but I am.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just surprised at how excited everybody is about it.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know,
It's a consistent PC platform.
yeah.
So if you want to say like, oh, let's run tournaments on PCs,
Right,
We
this is the better
have
way to do
one
it.
universal
Right.
console to do such thing. Plus, the fact is, like, it's reasonably small for a console. It's bigger than the Switch, but it's smaller than every other console.
Right.
Which means if you want to take it to travel or something, and you want to play your Steam games like you have your Switch, like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
The fact that I'll be able to play, KOF 15 on the road or in a plane or something, because I don't think it has a Switch port.
Right. Yeah.
This is relevant to me. Plus, I play a lot of like indie games and platformers and Metroidvanias and shit.
It's true.
So hell yeah, I want that thing. Hell yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my experience with PC gaming has not been a fun one. So I
Yeah.
still try to avoid it
In
as
all
much as I
fairness,
can.
okay, we both grew up as console gamers.
Yeah.
And you're older than me.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, gaming on PC is still foreign to me conceptually. Like, I've gotten to the point that I'm like, oh, indie games are fine.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm still, like, really hesitant to buy anything AAA on Steam. And I'll just buy it on a console.
Yeah. I mean, I've just been having the worst experience with the console, with the PC gaming right now, and it's just like it's driving me nuts right now.
Yeah,
So
it
I
happens.
just, God. But I mean, for me, like most of the games that I want to play on the go do come out on the Switch, right?
Yeah.
That's the other thing too. So, yeah, that is another question. Like, but I'm sure the Steam Deck will also have USB ports
It
that
does.
you can definitely plug controllers.
And it definitely
into.
does.
Yeah. So even if you're on the plane, if you put that on your tray, you can, if you're willing to, you can bust out a joystick and put it on and annoy.
Well,
all
here's the
of your
thing. Honestly, you
neighbors.
don't even need that. You could also just bust out a better controller.
Right. Yeah. For sure. You can bust
I'm
out a pad.
because I don't think I want to play the Steam Deck like this. But I'll plug in like a PlayStation controller to
Right.
it, and
I
I'll
mean,
be good to go.
I did freaking BB Tag on the Switch,
Yeah.
dude. I was doing BB Tag on this. I was doing Uniel on there.
Yeah,
as well.
Undernight, whatever,
Yeah,
whatever version of Undernight.
Undernight was there. Actually, it might have been Uniclair. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, basically.
I could eat Eclair.
Yeah, I can eat Eclair right now, too, frankly.
Oh man, Street Fighter on the 3DS was
Yeah.
so busted. It's like on top of like it having a bunch of jank dumb shit with the touchpad, it also had different physics.
Did it?
Yeah, so like some characters had unique combos in that version. Like I think there were unique head stomp.
Not the iPhone one, right?
Oh, the iPhone one also had that problem.
Dude, the iPhone one.
But I think
was
the
actually
3DS one
sick.
still ran wrong.
You had some really fun combos you can do on the iOS.
I mean, that one was featured in like some of the Evo combo videos, I believe, and it was
I think so.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like I see a lot of people just gushing about the Steam Deck, and I don't know. Like, I mean, to be fair, the Switch is my favorite console of the past generation because of its portability.
And it has some good fucking games.
And it has some good fucking games, right? But I'm just wondering, like, would that translate over? I mean, how much was the Steam Deck?
A lot.
A lot. Okay, yeah, fair.
There were 3 versions of it, and I also definitely picked the highest end one.
Okay,
Because I definitely did I could probably go for this version. well, if I'm willing to spring for that, then I might as well. And it starts turning into like an online auction.
No, that's the eBay problem.
Yeah.
It's the eBay problem. Trust me, I did the same thing. Dude.
Yeah, so I definitely bought the high-end version because I was like, more storage space and better scratch-resistant screen. And you know what? If I'm gonna fucking spend $300-something on this thing, I might as well spend $500 and make it, a little bit better and make sure I'm getting my money's worth.
I mean, when I finally got my new phone, I kind of did the same thing, right? So I kind of went with. I was like, fuck, I'm already spending this much. I might as well. So, yeah.
But yeah, no, Switch is absolutely, like, the first time I've been, like, super, super happy I got a Nintendo console since the GameCube.
Yeah. And, I mean, largely, obviously, it's going to be, of course, because of the first-party games and stuff.
But, I mean, if you buy a Nintendo console, you know what you're fucking getting into.
Right, yeah, exactly.
You don't buy a Switch to play fucking Capcom games.
No.
You buy a Switch to play fucking Nintendo games.
Yeah.
The same thing.
And the indie games do run well on it. I do like the indie games on there, so.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I remember when I got a GameCube, I was like, if I only play 3 games on this, I have to accept that.
Right.
And I wound up playing like 10. But I fucking loved them.
I actually got a lot of even third-party games on there because that was when I was most into checking to see which version was the best. You know what I mean? And it was almost like the GameCube one almost always came out like kind of on top.
Or at least reasonably high. Because it actually had to be re-optimized.
Right. And then the Xbox, the original Xbox, obviously had better graphics in some cases, but I just didn't want to play on that thing. So I think Spider-Man 2 was the only game I got that one. And actually, I played Beyond Good and Evil on that one.
That's reasonable.
So I played Beyond Good and Evil on that one as well. But like Prince of Persia, remember the remake Prince of Persia?
Yeah, they had like Sands of Time and all that. Yeah,
I think I played all those on the GameCube. So the one I made a mistake on was freaking
I have that same Metroid shirt and I'm sad I don't know where I've placed it, sad face.
Oh god, that's terrifying.
The shirt slaps.
Yeah, I never got that other Metroid shirt.
Oh, you didn't buy it?
I forgot.
I'm actually trying to save money. That's why I didn't scoop it up then.
But what do you call it? The only mistake I made was the Mega Man collection on GameCube. Because even though it was fine and everything like that, Nintendo had that forced thing that the biggest button had to be the most common, that main action button. And so they made that fire instead of jump. And so jump was to the
left of it, which is backwards from the Nintendo controller, which broke your brain.
Yeah, basically, I walked off and shot my way into pits so often. I was like at the edge, I'd be like, doo-doo-doo,
well, especially because also Mega Man physics on Nintendo.
And I was dead. I was like, man, come on.
Because you hit terminal velocity in like 2 frames if you walk off a ledge.
Yeah. But yeah, there's definitely issues with a lot of those collections. So,
good work, Sam.
Dude, God, Spider-Man 2 was such a great game, dude. Spider-Man 2 is still one of the absolute.
And the fucking Bruce Campbell narration.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That was Activision, right? That was. Were you at Activision at that time or no? Okay.
No. That was before my time, fortunately.
Okay. Oh man.
Yeah.
Pikmin is a speedrunning game? I've never played a Pikmin.
Meant for, I mean, I don't know if it's meant for speedrunning. It's speedrunable.
Right. I mean, Metroidvania games are like the speedrunner's paradise, basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's literally Super Metroid is what brought speedrunning into the mainstream.
Right.
Because it was the crowning event of every GDQ for so many years running.
They had the race. Like, the race was one of the first things from a GDQ that I actually watched. And that thing was amazing, I remember. Treyarch, that's right. Mm-hmm. They did make Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, which is also why Spider-Man guested in Tony Hawk.
Oh, that's right.
Because, there was a period there where the whole Marvel license was there.
Is that a true story? A guy had to sneak in the office to make the web swinging good for Spider-Man 2? Because the web swinging is what makes Spider-Man 2 great. Like,
I don't know about sneaking in, but I do think it was him pulling overtime because he wanted it to be good when no one else wanted to actually try.
Okay.
As is the very Activision way.
Right, because, I mean, the newest Spider-Man, the web swinging is good, but it's still not as good as...
But I mean, because Vicarious is the ones doing the new ones, right?
Right.
Yeah, they have a lot of experience in that sort of game.
Right. Because, I mean, the reason why I was, like, frustrated with the new Spider-Man is there's a lot of times I'm just mashing the swing button and it just works. Like, you're just mash. Oh, here we go. Now I can swing. And it's still only one button instead of the alternating hands button thing, which was amazing. So, yeah.
Very much the same way I like making fun of, oh, you're a platformer made by Activision? You have a double jump now.
Was there no, I mean, there was double jumps in the Spider-Man 2, wasn't there? Or
There's double jumps in fucking Kung Fu Panda. There's double jumps. If your character is not wielding a gun in Call of Duty, you probably have a fucking double jump.
Well, I mean, again, we are definitely straying far off topic, and we're getting into
The gaming weeds.
We're getting to the danger zone where I get into this. The reason why every game has a double jump because platforming in 3D sucks, and you have to do it to be able to save yourself.
Look, all I'm saying is that I grew up as my first 3D platforming experience was fucking Tomb Raider, who didn't have a double jump, but made a whole 3D tile system, which fucking worked.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so...
Oh my god, we're going to be obsessing on the beta.
So Lowback Man, we already went through the trailer because obviously it comes out earlier now thanks to the time change, as Investigation Cone is saying. But then also, yes, we will be playing... That's basically what we're going to be doing the whole weekend, is playing KOF 15. So.
Yeah, like, I'm going to basically be spending 3 days straight either here or in the living room here.
Right, yeah.
And
or
we're
just,
probably just here.
Cause
so we can have it streaming
Yeah.
where we will be labbing, we'll be beating each other up, we're going to try to see what the lobbies are like and see if we can get some viewer matches.
And hell,
we're going all in.
What we might even also be able to do as well is bring a second PlayStation 4 or 5, put it on the table, connect it to the Wi-Fi, and lobby with each other just to
feel it out.
Just to see if it's shit or if it's
the
good.
beta's next weekend.
Next
it's
weekend.
a week and a half away.
Yeah, and also just to remind people, although I haven't researched how to do it yet, we're gonna have to figure out how to do that. We still plan to do the Fatal Fury watch party next week as well. So on SNKronize, after we start, if there's any news to talk about, we'll talk about it, and then like half an hour in, we'll just transition to watching Fatal Fury movie.
So actually, we will have something to talk about. Because of this, if the schedule is consistent, we will have the new story next week at trailer time, which means 6 p.m. we would do the new story mode, which theoretically will be Ikari Warriors.
Right, yeah,
and then we'll go right into the watch party.
Yeah, so we'll still watch that. So if you guys want to...
Maxima, but he's a cat now.
I mean, we already have K-At, right?
We have K-At, and then now also we have Irene
with
the KOF kitties.
Yeah, I was about to say, we should... Here, let me go find that, just so we can put that on the screen as well, because that thing is adorable.
Yeah, and some of them, like, really got me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have had a small hand in helping pick out the characters.
Oh,
I very well might have. I cannot confirm nor deny.
Okay. There we go.
Woof.
So there's the kitties here. I'll zoom them in so you guys can
I hate to say it, but the Rugal is actually one of my favorites. So
doing
funny.
The genocide catter, dude. He's doing the genocide catter.
Genocide cat scratch.
Yeah. So we got Terry, Geese, Rugal, Rock. Yeah, because you have to, right?
You have to.
K-At here. Dude, it's hilarious, dude.
Cat Dash.
Iori. Is this Yamazaki?
Yeah, that's Yamazaki. The Iori is fantastic.
Yeah. Iori, Meowri, Yamazaki. Who's this? Is that Takuma? Or is that... Yeah, it's just a generic gi, right? So...
I think it's supposed to be Kim because of the bob cut.
Oh, is it Kim? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay, that is Kim. Gotcha.
It's a little hard to tell because I don't see the little stripes on the front of the shirt.
Yeah. And then this is Kyo, Mai, of course.
Ash is pretty amazing.
Kula, because you have to. Oh, did you? You definitely made her do blue.
Believe it or not, I did not.
You did not make
No,
her do blue.
that one was Ertola. You're like, we're
okay.
asking you, we're gonna do a Mary anyway. I was like, all right, cool, whatever.
Okay, blue
I actually,
Meowry.
I actually was like, look, I mean, I'm not sure how well Mary's gonna sell. Like, don't, just make it for me. I'm like, no, we're fucking making a Mary. I was like, all right, cool.
Blue Meowry. And then the double-sided Athena, of course. Athenia makes sense because she's got the multiple outfits. This is King, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, King. Double-sided. Oh, this is talking
That's
about
tough.
yeah, here. And then Leona, which is great as well.
Yeah, I really want the Leona as well. Especially because I have a weakness for Riot Leona, so.
Right. Such a good idea, though, to have the double-sided ones here. You can see how well it's done here. Like, you can see just the tip of the nose right here on the side of the face just to make it work.
It's a sideburn, I promise.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sideburn.
Yeah, no, she's super good at the double-sided stuff.
Yeah. It's really cool. Gato. Whose name is literally Cat. I mean, that's why when I saw that,
We just name him El Gato.
when we saw the one-eyed cat, someone told me I should name him Sagato, and I was like,
That's a good one.
that's a good one. Oh,
Also, the number of one-eyed cats out there named Jubei makes me happy. Just saying.
I will tell you, I was this close to adopting that cat. And then the next week I saw it was adopted already. I was like, oh, good. I was happy because I wanted to take care of that cat so badly. And plus another thing, that was still the time where I thought my ex was gonna take Nathan. Right. That was still in the cards basically. So I was like, I need a second cat. So I almost got that third cat. Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you to Carlito NSB for putting that
Link to Irene up there.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, if Leona ever got Riot install back, I'd be happy. Personally, though, I want her to have her old voice too, because like in like '98 on down, Riot Leona was just fucking like adorable. Like the sounds she made.
Apple juice anymore?
All right, I would also accept apple juice. Apple juice. Apple juice. But no, she's like, wow. Like, makes sound. Yes.
Riot Leona makes.
Yeah, old Riot Leona has some amazing audio.
Okay. But yeah, no.
I'm really gonna have to do some digging online now, though.
For what? What do you mean?
To know what information may or may not be out there.
Oh, but would you want to find it?
I'm fine with it. Like,
Okay.
especially because like it's also, look how many leaks have come out that have been total bullshit anyway.
Oh, right.
And if not, I also want to kind of have some sort of line of defense. So like if somebody says something, I know like who to delete and who not to, because why are people talking instead of just, because like we're throwing out theories because we don't know shit.
Right, exactly.
This is fantastic. But I mean, I was so hopeful for Adelheid. I really thought he had a chance.
Right, but now.
And then Hydron's like, see you later.
Yeah, but now pretty hopeful for Nameless.
Oh, I don't give two shits about Nameless.
Oh, you don't give two shits about
But
it?
I think he's a
okay.
pretty good decision.
Gotcha. I mean, it would be interesting because, the situation that he's never had a story, right?
Well, he's never been canon. There's a difference. He has a story. He's just never been canon.
Yeah. His story has never been canonized, basically, is what it was. So. And
I mean, he's well in the weeds of, Quick Max bullshit. Let's go.
Right.
So
okay. It'd be cool to see him without in the context outside of Quick Max bullshit. Basically.
Oh no, he has Quick Max bullshit in O2UM. He's gonna get Quick Max bullshit if he's in this game.
Why does he have extra bullshit?
Because his actual like moveset design is fucking bullshit with Quick Max. Because he has a bunch of like freely multi-hitting normals that chain into each other, and then you just Quick Max do it again, then like in O2UM, he literally has a combo called that combo.
Because everyone just is.
It's that combo.
Right.
Like touch, boom, 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 fucking dead character. That combo.
Hey, I want Kenso as well, but Kenso is not showing up unless somehow this team becomes Team Rejects here, and somehow
Dude,
cool.
fucking it's like Kenso, Shingo, and some other.
But I mean, we're already. Well, I mean, I guess you could still do Kula and Whip, and so Whip is over here, and then there is no Angel, right? I mean, there is that possibility. So, but
some of that's still also kind of reaching, and then again, we still have the 2 surprises rule.
Right.
Yeah, he's legit fucking busted in OTUM.
Okay.
Him and K-Dash are, like, completely not okay. Completely not okay.
Oh, man. Chin Cheng Joy. God.
I mean, you could put Gato in that team. Kenso, Shingo, Gato.
Kenso, Shingo, Gato. Okay, the O team.
Oh.
Like, I mean...
Here's the thing. Kazumi is fucking dumb, but she's, like, not as life-ruining as the other 2 in
what do
the
you mean
broken
life-ruining?
team.
Yeah. Being broken.
Yeah,
right.
K-Dash and Nameless are life-ruining busted. She's the 3rd best character in the game, but she doesn't feel like she's life-ruining. It's just kind of bullshit.
And this is O2.
O2UM.
O2UM, okay. Wow, Kasumi is broken in that game.
Kasumi's fucking dumb.
Okay.
But the thing is, like, she's just dumb. Like, it's like, oh, you're a very strong fundamental character with the best jump normal in the game. Fantastic.
No, I mean, Lowback, man, we were saying the same thing, because, I mean, when we went back to our list, Kim was a guaranteed.
Yeah, perfect attendance.
Yeah, perfect attendance. So it's actually, unless he's actually on this team here, unless he's on that team and they're just baiting everybody into like, what, no Kim? And then Kim shows up and is unlockable. But why would you hide Kim as an unlockable?
Because nobody wanted Gang Il on the launch roster. And that's the team he's going to be on, because that's where he is right now, in the mountains, training with Gang Il, whether he likes it or not.
Right, but I mean, he was paired with Luang before, but now Luang's on a different team.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, there's still this, like, if we're going really, like, fuck it, then that last team could very well be Kim, Gang Il, and then one surprise return Korean.
Right,
like June or Mei Li.
Right. And the reason why everyone's talking about Nameless is because the prevailing theory right now on this screen over here is that this is going to be Kula and Whip probably. This is probably going to be Kukri and Elizabeth. We already know is Dolores and Hydern, which leaves, we're all guessing Angel is showing up. And if Angel's showing up, she's probably going to get teamed with a bunch of Nest character. She had the storyline with K49, right? So this
redacted.
This is a chance to
to add Nameless to the mix and have a normal Nest's Angel team.
Right.
Give her some explanation, and then the 3rd character will be like Sylvie or Nelson.
Right. Mm-hmm. So that's the idea. I like
shout outs.
K49 is telling me to call him redacted.
No, that's King 49. Definitely a different. Definitely a different
King
person,
49.
different character.
Sorry.
I mean, I would hesitate to call Angel a grappler. She's a set play character, but she's not a grappler per se.
Okay. Anyone but Sylvie.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Sylvie is a very divisive character.
Yeah.
Like, you either love her or you hate her, or you forget she exists.
I mean, Nelson probably makes more sense, right? Just to have the Angel, Nelson, and because Angel and Nelson, they were on the team before, weren't they? Or no?
No, Angel was with Ramon and Dinosaur.
That's right.
And then Nelson was with Team South America.
That's right.
Who none of them are in this game so far.
None of them?
Team South America? No. Because it was Zarina, Nelson, and Banderas.
Oh, it wasn't this. It wasn't.
No, that's Team Mexico.
Oh.
You're making the Capcom mistake, James.
Right. Okay. Shoot, why can't I remember his name right now?
My homeboy Ramon?
Ramon. Yeah. There you go. So South America, you said was
Nelson, Zarina, and Banderas.
Banderas. Okay.
Who nobody cared about.
Poor Banderas.
Poor Banderas.
Latam will remember that. Oh man. Yeah.
Okay, that's not fair. You can't compare everything to the Team American Sports. All right, like, that team's the best.
Yeah, U.S. sports team is clearly the most charismatic team out there. I still can't believe they've never come back. But they were in 02, right?
Who?
The U.S. sports team? They were
No,
not, right?
no.
Okay, yeah.
They have not appeared since 98.
98, yeah. So literally, it's just first game, 98. Were they in 95, 96, 97? No, right? It was literally 94 and 08.
And 98.
I mean, 98, and that's it?
And then 98 UM.
Right, of course, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, like they have the long-standing history of getting beat up for their invitations.
Right, and so it's funny because they keep acknowledging that they exist. It's not like they're just trying to, detach themselves from the game.
It's like super funny to me too because it was CYS originally beat them up, took their passes, whatever. But then they're like, all right, we're coming back for this next run. We'll be fine. And then Seth, Vanessa, and Ramon beat them up and take theirs.
I mean, to be fair, if they actually released them in the first season of DLC, I think they would actually sell a lot of
like
DLC.
gangbusters.
And not only that, but it would be
gangbusters.
It would be effective for selling DLC in the US as well. So it actually might be smart marketing strategy for them to do that. But
everyone who's ever played those characters has at least one that they want back, no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if I never play him, I'd be totally cool to see Heavy D, but I'm playing Brian. I will play Brian. And I know a bunch of Heavy D fans. We got people in chat right now saying, I just want Lucky. Everyone has at least one of the sports teams that they care about.
Like I said, shout outs to Caramel Jenkins. Thank you for the continued support of the Chensor Dynasty. But like I said, I just want to bring them all back so we can retcon them a little bit, like fix their story a little bit.
Yo, Lady Brian, though?
Lady Brian.
Laban!
Oh, it was Laban.
What's good, man?
It was Laban asking for Lady Brian. I see. You know why? Because you can't spell Lady Brian without Laban.
Yo, we got facts in here.
This is the way my brain works, man. I just see letters. Like
Lebanon land, indeed.
Oh, man.
But yeah, no, Brian is comical levels of bullshit, and I will definitely play him again. Well, the thing is that Maxima is kind of Brian's replacement. And then they stopped letting Maxima be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They took it away from
Welcome to Planet Whip.
Shout outs for the Prime sub, Ebenezer Grinch. Of course, if you guys want to support the Chensor Dynasty and SNKronize, feel free to.
The GenderBet team, or at least the GenderBet costumes. Like, give us Femme Terry as a Terry costume. Fuck it.
Oh, just make it just a model
just
swap.
just keep all the same hitboxes and everything. But just, slight model swap, no big deal.
Right.
Lady Brian is still going to be like 7 feet tall, whatever. I don't give a shit. Fucking do it.
Yeah, but putting Lady Brian in there would also require that Brian is in the game, so,
And the problem is where?
None. There's no problem at all, so. Man, but, yeah, I think the sports team, they gotta know how much people want the sports team back, right?
The thing is, though, is that, like, you think of it like SNK is, again, a smaller company. Do you think they're convinced it's not just a meme? Do you think they actually believe that there are that many people out there?
If anybody in the U.S. gets a chance to ever interview Oda, please ask about the U.S. team. Please ask him if the U.S. team will ever come back, and please bring them back.
Yeah.
And then go talk to James Chen to retcon their storyline so that they
because we're geniuses.
Exactly.
We had way too much fun with that.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, they might not be convinced that it's not just a meme. You remember the mixed reception of Phoenix Wright in Marvel 3? Because he basically got added for the memes.
Oh, right, yeah. But he was so cool.
He's so fucking cool, but it's kind of like it's a mixed bag too. Like he's super cool, but there's also one person good with him.
And he was I Heart Justice, which is the greatest. Just so good, dude. Well, if you live in the U.S. and you don't care about the U.S. team, then get out. No, I'm just kidding.
How much have you played the U.S. team? The U.S. team is fire. You know what? I'm going to let you have that one, Syria.
All All right, that gives you one free anti-Kenso joke. So,
Damn, you earned it.
yeah, there you go. I'll give you that one. So, and then when he makes a joke, I'll ban him anyway. Yeah. No,
the thing is, though, I'm still really surprised though that we get CYS back and Daimon's not around to see it. I'm still kind of surprised by that.
Why, like?
In the kind of like parallels between the Japan team and CYS team, especially Orochi CYS.
Oh, was that kind of an intention?
It was thematically because Yashiro becomes a grappler, so he becomes Daimon's parallel.
Right, okay.
And then Orochi Shermie, lightning, so she parallels Benny, especially because they share a super, in fact.
Right.
And then Orochi Chris has the flames.
Okay. Got it. Interesting. I never made that connection. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's because I don't really know much about the Orochi versions of the characters. They were playable in 98.
Yep.
Right? Were they playable any other time?
97.
Where
they came from.
Okay.
And then 02.
Okay. Now,
so every game they're in.
When they were playable, was there like a secret way to pick them on the menu screen?
Hold start.
Yeah, it was just one of those things.
Yeah.
Right?
Now I think in 97, technically there still might have been a time unlock or something like a dip switch. Like I don't know if they were available initially.
Right.
But that's also 25 years ago. Right. So I don't fucking know. Okay. I personally think that they shouldn't be unlockable from day one because you want to get you don't want to get the spoiler. Like, oh, by the way, that cool new team, they're the villains.
Right.
No. Oh, that's right. No, 97 did have a full-blown code. That's right.
Shout-outs to Carlito and
That's right. Because you also could put in a manual code for the Orochi, Iori, and Leona as well. That's right.
Okay. Gotcha. You press code and the time resets. Interesting. Okay.
Yes, that's right.
Shout-outs to the gift sub for Carlito, by the way. And actually, I should add Sigma Nuts cat butts to everybody who's subscribed as well recently.
Yeah, 99 definitely had the Kioni Ori codes. Boom. Yeah, I totally forgot about that code. And it's like a dumb code, too. It's like, whatever. We got the reveal an hour ago.
Yeah, because remember...
Daylight savings.
Daylight savings, exactly. Yeah, no, that's the other reason why that you would actually put CYS Orochi versions into KOF 15 as well, because they're basically 3 free characters in terms of models, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a lot... It's nice to be able to get that reuse out of them. I keep saying that the other hidden team over here, this over here should be randomly Orochi versions of these 3, even though there's never been.
But that's because you're a fucking nut job.
Right.
Because also, what you really want is Rugal Vice Mature.
Right, of course. So. That's what I really want. But I mean, I'm only saying that as a asset reuse shortcut as well, right?
I mean, again, Vice and Mature we're in 14, so they become the update.
We were tepid, I guess, on the trailer a little bit. Like her face looks a little weird, the whip looks nice, but outside of that, there wasn't anything.
It's just 14 whip mostly.
It was just like 14 whip.
I definitely might boot up 14 to reevaluate her to see what's new. Of course, but I definitely feel like there are some updates to her gameplay, better juggle, multi-hit here, whatever.
No, that's basically the thought that I think everybody has. You play the story mode, they'll turn into Orochi mode partway through.
During story.
Yeah, and then you fight them, and then after you beat them in story mode, or after you beat the story mode, you get them unlocked, right? That's the prevailing theory, and then after you beat the game, you also unlock boss over here, basically. So, so it's going to be those 4. And then, like I said, we're still not sure who the last 3 are going to be, if there even is that. But, I mean, that character select screen is very mysterious. And we know they said we're only going to get two teams for DLC. Unless...
Well, right now.
Right, yeah. For the Season 1, I should say. For Season 1. Although, if they actually secret... I wonder if anybody's ever done that, put secret characters in the DLC.
Well, I mean, don't forget, during Samurai Showdown, SNK gave us 2 free characters of DLC.
Right.
So...
Her crouching C became a long range sweep. Okay, I didn't notice that part. Okay, so Laban saying 14's whip says that her air leap movement. Okay. And her crouching D becoming an anti-air that floats on hit.
I thought she had that in 14. That it was like 3D or something. I don't know. That move's dumb.
Yeah, I mean, definitely they could do a lot of things. I mean, they could just make an actual team that's Orochi Iori, Orochi Leona, and somebody else as well, right? Just like
And just regular Yamazaki.
yeah, well, I'm thinking asset reuse for, and then like story mode unlockable significant things. So, yeah. Oh, it's Laban. Loved your 98 matches. K-Dash team, I mean, it's either Maxima or it's going to be Kula, right?
Yeah.
And not putting Kula in the game is kind of a mistake, right?
Yeah, and and a lot of people have also pointed out, how this game is treating big bodies. I don't know, dude.
Is there just a lot of big bodies not in missing?
A lot have been trimmed out. A lot of them don't feel like big bodies anymore. And again, like I keep saying this, Maxima hasn't been fun in 15 years. Much less good.
And because, I mean, if you look at this, right, I mean, literally, these two are like the only big bodies on this screen, right? Unless you count Ralph and Clark. Do you count them as big bodies?
They're gray area.
Right. They're
Good job, Jasmine.
Jasmine just fell off the table, dude. She just fell off the table. Dang, she got there fast.
Oh, that's what happened. Obviously. It's because Ryo ate them. Because Ryo's fucking huge in this game. He ate the big bodies.
Ryo ate the big bodies. Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, because that's the thing, is that most of the big body grapplers are not in the game. Right. And there's barely big bodies in general.
Let's put it this way, Sultan Cobra. If Kula is DLC, like let's say she is DLC and it is K-Dash, Maxima, and Whip on the team, right? They had better announce the DLC characters day one, because otherwise it's gonna be like no mai no buy, no Kula no buy. I couldn't think of anything fast enough, so
no freeze, no cheese.
No freeze, no cheese.
I don't fucking know.
No ice, not nice. There you go.
I take that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No Kula, no Mula.
No
okay.
Kula, no Mula.
Okay,
that's the right answer. Yeah.
Okay. Everyone had that in there. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Can't believe I didn't think of that. I'm actually disappointed in myself. So.
Because it's not the fucking 20s. Who says Mula?
Guess so. Maybe.
Actually, it is the 20s. What am I thinking? I'm glad I caught it before you did, because I definitely set y'all up for that. Yeah, I'm mad.
It is the 20s. It's just not quite the roaring 20s. It's the shitty 20s right now. So, oh man. But yeah. So the prevailing theory right now for us is still just Angel nameless. Okay, let's put it this way. What if it's not nameless?
But Angel's down there.
And Angel's down there. Assuming Angel is, I mean, again, Angel's another one of those you'd be messing up if you didn't put Angel
like you got to bring her back, you let her stay back.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it was Vanessa who was the DLC. Right, yeah. Okay,
yep. Now Angel was launch roster 14, which was fire.
Right. So,
I love Team Mexico, by the way.
So, Angel, if it's not, like, let's say it's not a Nest space team, could they throw any sort of other craziness?
Like, I mean, given what they've already done with the roster, anything technically is possible.
Right, okay.
But a lot of people are pointing out, again, Foxy exists, and Chrysalid would be fucking sick.
Right, but then that would give us 3 surprises, right?
No, not if you're saying instead of Nameless. Either of them would be fine.
Right, but then Elizabeth, we still have...
Yeah, and then you still have fucking Sylvie or Nelson.
Oh, I see. Either of them, not both of them. Not Foxy and Chrysalid. Gotcha. Okay. Who are the most hated characters in KOF? Like, you feel like
universally the planet hates them? Like
Gong-Il. Someone actually in our comments said that a lot of people hate Gong-Il because he looks like DSP, like Darkside Phil. And I can see it.
I mean, that's still that's a reach in logic. It's just because wasn't considered strong, and most people don't find him fun.
Do people actually hate Bao?
Bao is like the meme hate. Like half the planet hates Bao, the other half also is jumping on the bandwagon because it's fucking hilarious.
Bao is the one in the orange outfit, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bao is pretty bad. Mullen, kind of. Yeah, Choi, definitely.
Why do people hate Choi?
Have you ever fought a good Choi?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, but like story-wise, like
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about that.
Okay,
but you fucking fight a good Choi, you are traumatized.
Dude, Xanadu's awesome, dude. I
also,
like Xanadu.
Also, like O2 Billy. O2 Billy is on the list.
But I mean, I'm not talking about like they're annoying to fight against and we hate them because of tier. I'm just saying like obviously like you were saying about the US team, all of them have their fans. Which characters are like the most fanless characters at this point in time, right? So that's
most of the new characters in 14.
Really? Okay.
There's a lot of them that are kind of struggling. Like even Xanadu, which is kind of like meme level because a lot of people like myself love him because he's fucking weird and crazy.
Right.
But yeah, he like there's no one on the planet who's like that's like my favorite character.
Because that should be one of the teams. They should just make a team full of
the Devil's Rejects.
The least popular characters in the world. I think would be hilarious.
But yeah,
they just call it Team Troll.
Like I think Mian probably really struggles, and they really tried to make her work.
Oh, but I mean, it's not that. Again, Mian...
they put her in heroines and nobody cared.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
And then LeBron's like, "Oh, I care. Of course you do."
Because
Mian's in that like weird thing.
Because Gang Il was only in 14, but I feel like from these shows, I feel like a lot more people hate Gang Il than like Mian feels like no one cares. Gang Il feels more like people actively
reasonable.
Hate this character, right? So.
Yeah.
I
Speaking personally, I'm still mad about Alice because I'm the only motherfucker who wanted her in the game and then I hated her.
Right.
I'm still fucking mad.
Mian I love because so I had a history of growing up with Chinese opera. My dad is a Chinese opera singer. Like in my house, he used to put on shows. He's part of a Chinese opera club where they put on Chinese opera shows and he used to sing in Chinese opera. And there was one show that they got my mom to do a part two, which was actually really sick. And we have like photos on our wall from that show, and it's just really cool. But like that whole Chinese opera thing, right? Especially with like the mask swapping and all that stuff. Like growing up, like don't get me wrong, I hated Chinese opera because if you don't know Chinese opera, it's weirdly loud and what was it?
Something Cobra said. There's something I wanted to get to in a moment.
Oh yeah, okay. But Chinese opera like has a very like it's very percussion heavy, very cymbal heavy, and it also has that violin sound that's really
yeah. You can hear it from like 3 miles away.
Right, exactly. So growing up, I really didn't like it. But I was an idiot, and like now that I'm older and more cultured, like, and especially because
okay, you watch your mouth. You're allowed to have an opinion.
Okay, I'm allowed to have an opinion. However, what I'm saying is that there was one time where the club members came to our house to just do a jam session, and when you actually watch them playing it and like singing it live and everything, and seeing just like it just made it different. It just made it different, and I was just like, "This is actually really cool." And now I actually have like an appreciation for it, and I was really happy because we've talked about it on the show the Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, the new cartoon. They had an episode that took place in China about Chinese opera, and they actually played some of the Chinese opera on the show, and I was like, "This is kind of neat." I was like, "Good for them." So. Yeah, so, I mean, Mian, for me, not only was she, that Chinese opera thing, but then her playstyle was really neat. And
yeah, but as we were talking, like, people were like, "Oh, she's so unique. Go play Samurai Showdown. Sam Show 5. Because that's basically what she's based off a character in Sam Show 5.
Yeah. Which one?
What is his name? The dude with the dive kicks and, like, the Chinese sword.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
They're quite similar.
Yeah.
They're still pretty similar. Yeah. Like, that's the first thing that came to mind. The second thing that came to mind was Hexadecimal from Reboot because of changing masks.
Oh, right.
Which, 5
the
people.
Only thing that I wanted to learn Mian. I just couldn't do it because of my
because
dyslexia.
the button placement for the movement. Yeah.
Like I kept saying, like, if they made it so that one was like, for example, what is it? A, B, C, D is the standard for layout button set, right? So A, B, C, D. So if they had made it so that A was always to the left, B was always to the right, and then C was always straight down, like I would be able to play the character. And but in fact it's mirror image, right? Because one's always forward, one's always backwards is the way that they have it set up. So if it was like more like Lord Raptor's teleport,
or half the teleports in that era of Capcom, Psylocke did the same thing.
Exactly. That to me, I think would have been a better way to do it because I have the left-right dyslexia. Like I could not play that character at all.
But I mean, by the same token, though, like there's going to be people out there that can't think that way.
Right. Exactly.
So your option is not play Mion.
It's really interesting. Like, what if they actually made characters with options like that? Like,
go ask Smash Brothers and see how well those options go.
But it's not different special moves. I mean, like it's the same special move, but they're just, you can choose like type A, type B for direction. You know what I mean? So one person can learn one way and stuff. So
also, if we want to argue the semantics, I mean, fucking Mion plays like Dr. Doom then. foot dive. And yes, Vanessa is just fucking Rick Stroud, and I would rather have Rick Stroud.
Yeah. A lot of people want Rick Stroud back, so. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, Stroud's never going to get to exist again because Vanessa does.
Right. Unless they do some sort of joke where they're on the same team or something like that, and they're like, "What the hell," right?
Or just give me Real Bout 3.
I wonder if they could do Vanessa, Rick Stroud, and Heavy D on the same team, right? Just put all the boxers on the same team.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
Well,
a lot of people like Vanessa.
Yeah, there's actually two very distinct reasons why people like Vanessa, right?
I mean, you can give 3 with the red hair as well.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Oh, was Seth a boxer too?
No, he's open palm self-defense techniques.
Okay, gotcha.
I would not call him a boxer per se.
Well, I mean,
and also I like Seth.
I was told Toto and Kasumi could never be in the same game, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, okay. Because she'll always be looking for him and never find him, basically? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's like a running gag kind of thing.
Okay. Only time they've been seen together is CVS 2.
Well, they've been seen together a few times, but Kasumi's also not aware of it.
Oh, okay.
Like in O2 and she does like her super fireball. He comes in and backs her up like Goku and Gohan. And then she's like, "Wait, what the fuck?" And turns around and just misses him.
That's funny.
Hilarious. Okay. Seth is far more forgotten.
Yeah.
Because Seth's another character that really should come back, like at least for some level of representation. Because, I mean, again, like, we're all really happy about Dolores, but you look at that character select screen, there's still a distinct lack of melanin.
Dude, I loved using Toto in CVS 2. He was such a cool character.
He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and then the way that he runs, he also, like, grabs his pants, dude. It was just hilarious, dude. Oh, he's in the background if the women's fighters team is playing and then disappears if she loses. Dude, Toto was the best because he had the cool command grab combos. He would do fierce command grab, fierce command grab, fierce command grab, fierce command grab.
Yeah, but if he was a KOF boss, he would just be able to do that without A groove.
Yeah, I know.
There are way too many KOF bosses that have standing punch command grab infinites. It's hilarious.
And just whether he does the infinite is just dependent on if the AI decides to be a jerk.
Or they'll like loop it like 4 times and then stop or something.
Okay.
Or then you play the home version where you have access to this busted ass character and you're like, hum-da-dum-dum-dum-dum.
Because I mean, the original Street Fighter 2 Bison's infinite was standing roundhouse, standing roundhouse, standing roundhouse, standing roundhouse.
It did not have enough pushback?
No, it was just standing roundhouse was the scissor kick, and the scissor kick comboed into itself. It just comboed into itself. When you got hit by it by the computer, it just go.
I literally did not know he just did not have a standing heavy kick. That's funny.
Yeah, and a standing light kick was what the slide is. But the thing is, in the original Street Fighter 2, he never had a slide. He just had the pow, like that was like point blank next to you, and that was a standing. Because all these moves did not do chip damage. They were not special moves. So the far kick was only a standing medium kick, right?
It's so fucking funny thinking about like the era of fighting games before like certain practices were implemented. You know, game design before game design was a thing.
Yeah,
And just seeing the weird shit that happens. Like he's just basically Bowser at this point. Like he's a platformer boss, not a fighting game boss.
Oh, in the first one?
Yeah.
No, he was dumb in that game, but I still remember, I mean, just like as an indication of why fighting games are so hard, right? I mean, like, DPs are invincible, right? And when he did the Psycho Crusher, he would run up to you and go, and then the Psycho Crusher would come out at the same amount of time. He would literally stand there, his hand would glow, and he'd be like, I'm about to Psycho Crusher. And remember, this is the game that was molasses speed, right?
Yeah.
And it was terrifying. Like, he would just do this, and you'd be like, oh my God, just block it. And I remember the first time I uppercutted that thing, and it was like months after I had been playing the game already, and you're just like, that was so cool, I DP'd it.
And then you later learned the Zangy could just lariat.
Yeah, and it's just like, but I mean, like, everybody could, like, stand strong, but, like, DPs were invincible. That's how hard DPs were to do.
Yeah.
And then just to even believe in yourself that you had the timing to DP the Psycho Crusher when it came at you. Like, I mean, honestly, it was like, we take it so for granted now that people have to jump into these games and learn how to fireball like on day one, you know. It's like, it's crazy.
No, I mean, you know, I'm talking about like, you know, ideas for game design, this, that, and the other. Whenever I'm chatting with my friends, they're like, well, I'm surprised you don't want to make a fighting game. And I'm like, I'm not that fucking arrogant. That shit's hard.
Exactly. Like, I want to make one, but I don't want to make one,
Yeah, fuck
you know?
no.
Right. It's kind of scary. I mean, again, it's a shame.
I would love to be part of a team that has experience making fighting games, and then I can bring in and be a special advisor. Sure.
Yeah.
You want me to make it? Nope. Nope.
The one thing that made me sad was I still really think Grand Blue Fantasy Versus did an awesome job with that idea with the instant special moves, but it has the cooldown, whereas the other version doesn't. And then the pandemic happened, so, you know.
Can't play it online.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, look, if the serial...
Say the line, Bart.
If the serial... Yeah, I know, right? The net code sucks.
I'd still be playing if it weren't for the
Yeah, that's
code.
right. That was the actual one, yeah. I mean, look, if the serial killers team wants to hire me, like, I'm totally down to help that game. So I'd be totally down to
I mean, the first thing I'm going to do is suggest that you talk to Metal Blade Records about getting the Green Jello serial killer soundtrack in the game.
What?
Deep lore.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, you should get that officially. That'd be fantastic.
I mean, honestly, though, the patches did hurt the game a lot, actually, as well, because they took a lot of the fun stuff away early on. Because Corey loved, what's-her-face? What was her name?
I don't remember.
The grappler.
Yeah, I know who you
right?
mean. I just...
Yeah, he loved that character.
La Diva.
Yeah, that's what it was. And then they nerfed her, and then I think Corey stopped playing after that, right? So...
Yeah. Yeah, that game got hit with like the Mortal Kombat patch syndrome.
Yeah.
Where just so many of them that will change the game so dramatically.
Right. And again, Flashy Flash, I mean, all the patches and no rollback. Rollback is not easy to stick into a game like that, right? That wasn't written with that idea from the whole time. We kind of did create our own KO. We were just like...
Well, we spitballed like what else we would like to see, this, that, and the
15,
other.
Yeah. But for me, if I ever made my own pure roster, like I would try to make those official teams finally, you know, like I want to see the KOF where like we make the most official teams of officialness like possible. Although it would be tough because would I put Kyo on the Sacred Treasures or would I put him with Benimaru and Daimon, right? So,
I don't know, but I'm making my Adelheidern team.
Yeah, Adelheidern team. Adelheidern and Whip seems like a pretty...
Yeah, well, I mean, I honestly would rather put Leona there, but I mean, that decision was made for me a long time ago.
Actually, you know what? I mean, if we were making our own roster, Hyder, Leona, and Adelheid would probably be better, and then put Whip with Ralph and Clark because they've been on the same team.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
That is what I want.
Yeah, I think I would do that. Oh, Kenso would hella come back, and he would be with Athena again because he deserves to be with the woman that he loved. No.
Who doesn't remember that he does?
She doesn't deserve him. That's just all it is.
Well, she also has a soft spot for Kyo, which doesn't help.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Now I hate Kyo. Just kidding.
Perfect.
I'm not playing him in the beta anymore.
Perfect. You know, all that's going to happen
Kyo is a beta. No, just kidding.
And all that's going to happen is that some Kyo player is going to come along and just whoop all our asses because we have no matchup experience.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of cool teams that I would like to put together officially. So like I said, that's why I want the Rugal Vice mature team so badly, right? Because they've actually never been on a team together.
Why do I hate Kyo? Because I just don't fucking like him, and I like Iori. But I really don't like Kyo. I think he's a smug prick. I think he's irritating. I think he's way too arrogant for what he actually brings to the table. He's never had to actually work for anything except for the one time that Genet's about murdered him.
Right. I mean, dude,
I don't fucking care.
The manga writers tried to set up Athena and Kyo. Manga writers always try to set up Ryu and Chun-Li too, and that always
that's mostly American comics actually.
Is it American?
Yeah,
comics?
and it's a garbage fire.
Okay,
yeah.
like I
fucking Malibu Comics did that shit.
Every time they try to ship Ryu and Chun-Li, I just get mad.
Yeah.
I just get like super mad. So, because that is not a pairing that should ever happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, in all fairness, though, the motion picture is not much better because it sets up kind of the shit between Chun-Li and Guile, and Guile's fucking married.
Did they?
If you're looking at it from like a current lens.
Oh, you're talking about the animated one. The animated one. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. No.
I didn't feel like it ever was trying to ship them. I just felt like they were becoming.
But the thing is, if you look at it from a modern lens, the first thing you're gonna think is ship.
Right, I guess, yeah. You're a Yagami fan.
Yeah, no, Kyo is like easily one of, if not my least favorite KOF Pro tag.
Okay.
Free.
But you like Terry though, right?
Fuck yeah, Terry's amazing.
Terry's awesome.
Terry's amazing.
Okay. Yeah.
That's Southtown's ass.
Yeah. Kyo equals Japanese teenage 90s demographic with the schoolboy motif.
Which was every fucking character for that whole decade.
Yeah, basically.
Like, I mean, do you like you from Persona 4? It's just the same fucking character.
It's true.
Except slightly less personality because he's supposed to be the player character.
This is how I know C4 is a smart man, because he says he wants Yamazaki.
Yeah.
Yamazaki
is fucking amazing.
Except he's a Leo player, so never mind. I take that all back. So it's not smart.
No, he's fucking brilliant. You make the good decisions. You pick a top tier. Pick a top tier.
Fair. That's fair. Oh, man. But yeah, no, I mean...
No, I love fucking Jotaro as well. But still.
I actually wouldn't mind Kenso coming back with his own team, and he's like the leader.
Yeah, you actually do the fucking dragon story, and he has his own team.
Story.
Like Dualon backing him up because he's like, I know my dad's gonna come up and fuck you over one of these days. Let me just come with you.
So how does Dualon figure into the dragon storyline again?
Because his dad is Ron, and Ron wants that power to awaken a little further before he just fucking kills Kenso and tries to take it.
Oh,
because Ron's a bad person.
Okay. Yeah, just getting Ron, Dualon, and
someone else. You can figure it out. There's a bunch of ways you can squeeze it.
Kenso, Dualon, and Bao or something.
And something,
right?
yeah, because Bao also shares a part of the dragon.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
like there was an arc where they literally had to like juggle the power between the two of them so it didn't overwhelm either of them.
Okay.
Some weird shit like that.
Yeah, I would like to see them do that storyline and then have Kenso win, and then the entire KOF tournament, and then Athena's like, wait.
I know that guy.
Yeah, I know this guy.
Why do I know him?
Although, to be fair, I mean, that picture, she definitely was acknowledging his existence, right? I mean, let me see. What do I have this? Did I put it under artwork? Yeah, here we go.
That's why Kenso doesn't have a fireball in 99. Spoken by Bao. I wonder. Yeah, that picture from that KOF tournament.
This is still one of my favorite pictures, dude, because it's just amazing. I just love this picture here with this one where she's actually like, you see Athena like, oh my god, because Bao is carrying everything. I'm sorry, Kenso's carrying all the Bao, I should say.
There we go.
Yeah. So I just love that.
I've always loved though that if you did so he had the Bao eating super back then, which healed him.
Yeah.
But if you did the level 2 version, he choked on it and he lost the health he gained.
So there's just no reason to do the level 2?
Yes.
that's hilarious, dude. That's amazing. Athena doesn't deserve him. Doesn't deserve him at all.
Yeah, one of my friends, like, it was like his favorite character, but could never remember his name. So he's like, fucking Pork Bun Boy. So that was his, like, official name in the household for, like, years. It's just, Pork Bun Boy.
Dude, we always do this, Red Fox. We're always talking about all this shit, dude.
There's so much just like random. I mean, because that's one of the biggest reasons I love KOF and SNK stuff is there's all this obscure deep lore that there's so much to learn and just study up on and just do cool stuff.
And honestly, to be fair, I'm learning all this shit literally on this podcast.
Yeah.
Like I could only make a Botan joke on Twitter because of this podcast.
Yeah.
I would have never ever made that Botan joke on Twitter unless it was this podcast. So
I wonder how many people are like,
right? And how many people are like, oh, so James has been a KOF fan this whole time? No. Sorry.
No.
Didn't happen.
I've dragged you kicking and screaming into the fandom.
I mean, I'm glad because, like I said, I've always been curious about the lore and I like learning about it. But that's why on the podcast, I keep getting all the information wrong and forgetting who's in what game and all this stuff.
Because there's a lot.
There's a lot. Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
and the thing is, like, I mean, I'll own it. There's definitely things that I'll get wrong every so often. And I get the chat to help us out, too.
Exactly. Dude. It's tough, dude. It's hard. There's a lot of information.
And yes, Botan is fucking awesome. And I was so excited thinking she was gonna make the cut early on.
Yeah.
Give me a those from the past team. Let's fucking go.
It all began in 21. Now we need to make the parody of that one just as our official theme song. Dude.
We're talking about you.
It all began in 21. We're all talking about you.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, part of this whole, like, ending of 13 and verse and all this stuff really makes me scared that those from the past is never going to come back and get their proper revival. Like, I want Shion back.
Yeah, honestly, I just had this random thing because that arc, the Ash arc, never got their dream match game.
Not officially one, no.
Not
a real one. We'll go with that because
Right.
their dream match was 12.
Right, which was because it just doesn't fit into the canon anymore, right?
Well, because they needed to kick something out the door so that they could then
make
finish
money,
it and then get to 13 where they actually finish.
Exactly. Like, honestly, SNK's right course of action right now would be to turn 15 into the dream match through DLC.
Yeah, like give it like story expansions
Yeah,
and
give
stuff.
a story expansion and then make the dream match actually kind of canon because verse can make everything work.
Well, and I mean that's the thing is that let's be honest here is that there's also a really good chance we're never going to have a regular dream match because the games are too goddamn expensive to make now.
Right, it's not like they're turning one out every year by maddening it. Right?
You can't just recycle the sprites a year later to give us the dream match.
Exactly.
We might not ever get a proper dream match the same way ever again.
Dude, it's so crazy too because like it's just off to the side Madden. Like people nowadays don't even know Madden for the actual human it's named after. Like people
go football.
Boom, tough that interacting, Like I don't think people know about that guy anymore. They just know Madden as the game. It's just the name of the game.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, the franchise has been around longer than most gamers nowadays.
Yeah, exactly.
What was the first Madden? Like 91?
Something like that, dude. And it was probably just called John Madden's Football or something, right? So
yeah, I think it was John Madden Football 90 whatever year.
Yeah. I mean, Verse can bring Mature and Vice back to life anytime he wanted to at this point.
I mean, they have the Orochi caveat because technically Genitz may have already been alive because Orochi bullshit.
Right, yeah, okay.
So, dude, 88 was the first Madden? Fuck's sakes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because I think the first one I ever saw was like 92.
Yeah,
because I don't care about football.
Right.
But
I mean, like, honestly, like, I was 4, Jesus Christ. I was already 12. I was already 12 at that point, so.
I didn't see good football until I was already a man.
Oh, man. But yeah, I mean, taking this game and like trying to keep this game alive like a Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, do what Street Fighter 5 said they were going to do. Would be fantastic.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because where's our second story mode of that game?
Oh, the first game was the first story mode.
Dude, I don't care. It was something. Yeah. I will take that something.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But it should have been there since the beginning, honestly. Like, it was too late, but...
You know what game's launching with a cool story mode? It's KOF 15, available this February.
I still remember talking to the Capcom guys. I won't name names on who it was that I talked to, but I was like, you guys fucked up with no story mode. Because I was telling about players like my brother, no arcade mode and all these things. And he was like, because he was literally like, who even plays arcade mode anymore? What's the point of it? And I was like, let me tell you the demographic for arcade mode. And, you know, even though Street Fighter 4 had shitty endings, and who cares? And Hugo wanted to be a potato. Like,
that's the greatest thing of all time, in all fairness.
Right, and let's face it. I mean, Street Fighter 2 was born off the back of that's my anklet that I gave you when you were a baby. Oh, Jimmy, mommy, you know, like this is what
and dancing with Mikhail Gorbachev.
Right, this is what Street Fighter is based off of, and of the people who grew up in that time who enjoyed playing the game in the arcade, they just want to see that shit. Like,
dude,
they don't care if...
Hakan shaking hands with Honda as they try to outgrip each other.
Yeah.
Greatest.
Dude, freaking Dudley going, hey, Gil, give me my car back. And Gil's like, fine, here's your keys. And he's like, thank you. And he drives the car off. The end.
Yeah.
Right? Like, honestly, man.
Yeah. No, God forbid there are people out there who like playing video games.
Right.
And don't require an opponent.
Right.
You know, you can, like, I'm just going to kind of take over and steal your...
Yeah.
You can make a fighting game for people who don't like other people. They want a single-player experience.
Yes, exactly.
Like, I mean, and if I really want to be a jerk about it, like, parents, if you have kids, and you're not Justin, you don't have time to be good at playing a fighting game competitively.
Right.
But you know what? We're still people who grew up in like Street Fighter 2 in the arcades. Whether I like it or not, I'm always going to have an attachment to like Chun-Li, Guile, and shit like that.
Dude, it's right.
It's how it is.
The reason why Street Fighter 4 was so big when it came out is because it brought everyone back.
Yeah. And again, that's another one. Like, I'm not the biggest NRS fan, but the reason their games do well is for the people who also want all that single-player shit, dude, walking through a crypt for 8 hours.
So, again, one of my best friends, Jason, right? He has put, like, 100 hours into Injustice. He never played online versus another opponent a single time.
Yeah, 100%.
There was just so much shit to do in that, and he's the biggest DC fanboy, so it was, like, super fun for him to play that game that way, you know?
Tekken having story endings. Yeah, and I mean, also, SNK, like, most of their home releases have unique art to the home releases. Right. 99 had fucking, like, what, 40-something pages of concept art on disc?
Oh, that's cool. That's
fucking
cool.
Amazing. That's when we found out that, oh, Adelheid will be here eventually. He is an old character they never did anything with until 03.
Right. Yeah, it's well, to be fair, Big Bang Blitz, AI in fighting games is really, really fucking hard to do. It's like one of the hardest things to do.
Because besides just making it do the 40 billion moves you have, like, how do you make it tough but not bullshit?
Yes.
I could totally be like, oh, I'm just going to DP every time you jump. Oh, if you're within this range and you jump, you're getting DP'd. Dude, that stops being fun very quickly.
Alpha 2 had, you know, their level 1s were as fast as level 3s. So in other words, if I supered in your face and you weren't blocking, you got hit. Level 1s were like that. And the computer in Alpha 2 would just super every time you jab. Like you'd walk up and go jab, and then they just super you in the face.
Yep.
Mortal Kombat is like one of the most known MK2 and MK3 for the most bullshit AIs ever.
Marvel 3, when it decides to, can tech every single throw every time.
So Mortal Kombat games were more like Punch-Out. Like you had to find the trick to beat the game. Yeah, you know, you had to figure out how to, you know, cheat the AI. But like one of my favorites was there was a game called Black Hole Assault on the Sega Saturn. Right? Or is that or a Sega CD game, but it was a little robot mech fighting game where you could like put customized parts on them and stuff like that. There was a secret mode you could unlock in the game that showed you the parameters of all of its AI. Like it was like, do this at these ranges. At this ranges, do this. And it was a mode that you could tweak that and then pit your AIs against each other. And it was really neat. And like me and my friends, we would actually just go and do that. And it was funny, we would tweak it and the AI wouldn't do what we thought it was going to do, but it would like work really well. And we'd be like, oh, okay, so I'm going to buff this part up. And then you ruin and then all of a sudden it just didn't do anything. Like you thought you were making it better, but then it just didn't do anything. Like it was crazy.
So it's funny you should talk about that because man, I was excited for Samurai Showdown's ghost system. And then it wound up doing exactly that, where one parameter would make your AI not do anything.
Right, yeah.
But, I mean, I feel like that's a really hard thing to test out. Like, so if you didn't already have something established that works, building that's going to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, KI has it, too. Virtua Fighter was one of the first that had it. And Virtua Fighters, even in 2, was really cool. Virtua Fighter 2 had a little bit of that, but my favorite was that in Virtua Fighter 5, where they had that RPG mode where you traveled the country and fought at the arcade.
Fighting games with RPG modes fucking slap.
Dude, not only that, but their RPG mode was the Japanese arcades that existed in real life, and they put the top players in those arcades, and they made the characters fight like the top players. Like, you actually went and fought like Itabashi Zangief, like at the arcade that he played. You fought Fudo at the arcade.
Can I go to the sushi joint around the corner from Mikado?
Dude, you should. Dude.
Oh yeah, Warzord. Warzord is another good one.
Oh, but that was just a pure RPG kind of game, right?
It's a fighting game with a bunch of RPG elements. That game's fucking cool. I love that fucking. Like, I'm gonna be honest, that is my favorite CPS3 game.
Yeah, okay. Even more than JoJo's, huh? You know, I've never played any of that JoJo's game.
It's good. It's a broken fucking mess. But it's good.
Yeah, I actually know absolutely nothing about that.
You should definitely play the better one, which is JoJo's All-Star Battle.
Oh, that was the Namco one that came out recently,
That's
right?
so good.
Was it good?
It's so good.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, Soul Calibur 1 on the Dreamcast was the first game ever in Famitsu Gamist? I can't remember which one. Which one's the older one?
Oh, Gamist. Gamist, I believe, is older because they don't exist anymore.
Yeah, so Gamist, the really big one that had the 4 people who rated the games from 0 to 10. And they actually used 10 only for, like, it wasn't like freaking GamePro where everything was exploding red face, right?
Yeah.
You know, they actually rated from 1 to 10, unlike most things. And Soul Calibur 1 was the first game to ever get a 40 in that magazine because it had so much good one-player content.
That might have still been Famitsu because actually me and my friend actually went through all perfect scores that Famitsu ever had.
Oh,
recently.
so it might have been Famitsu. Okay.
And Famitsu is known for the 40 points.
Oh, okay, so it was Famitsu then. Famitsu. Second game ever that got it was Ocarina of Time. Yep. Those are the 2 first games that ever get a perfect 40 from Famitsu.
Yeah, and so that's the interesting thing, though, is that the list we were looking at actually had Ocarina as the first. So maybe it was only like certain versions of Soul Calibur had it.
Soul Calibur was the second.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. But it was one of the first 2. It was one of the first 2 for sure. Soul Calibur 1 was like... Yeah, it is. So it is Famitsu. Yeah, but Soul Calibur 1 was like the benchmark. I never even played it either, like as a fighting game. Because remember, 6 is the first Soul Calibur I ever played.
Like played?
Yeah.
At all played?
Yeah.
Fuck's sakes, man.
Yeah, 6 is the first time I ever played.
Weird.
So
I didn't know that.
Soul Calibur,
I thought it was the first one you took seriously at all.
Soul Calibur 3, I think I messed with mashing with one of my friends because it was at the break room of the Beaverton branch of Symantec that we went to. You know, that we had to travel there to do some tests because we didn't have virtual machines back there, and they had a lab full of nothing but really crappy variety of machines. So we had to install on all of them and see how they worked, basically.
Yeah.
You know, a compatibility lab.
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that shit sucks.
Yeah, it does suck.
That sucks.
But their break room had a Soul Calibur 3, Soul Edge or something. And the only reason why I played Kill It because the dude with the staff which I don't even think was Killick. I think it was one of the other ones or something like that, but maybe it was Killick.
It's gonna have to be Killick unless you accidentally got like the Weapon Master or something.
He reminded me of Zhao Yun from the Romance of the Three Kingdoms games, and so I was like, he's cool. So I mashed buttons with my coworker on that for an afternoon for about 15 minutes. That's the only Soul Calibur I ever played. Literally. So when we were
Dude, how did you even avoid it?
It's
I have played every Soul game at one point or another.
So I mean,
mostly by accident.
Who knows? Because I worked at the UCLA arcade when JoJo's was there, when Soul Calibur, and I just never played them. I just never sat down to actually play them. I did try Tekken as well. Yeah, and I did. I was kind of more of a 2D fighter because I did try to learn VF2, and the game made absolutely no sense to me, and I couldn't play it, and so I stopped. It was L.A. Akira who was the one who, he was one of the guys trying to teach me that game. It was him. And,
look at all this surprise on my face.
Yeah,
of course
I know,
it was
right?
him.
Yeah, and him and one of the people who worked for him and the graphic design company he used to have, Kim, who worked at the UCLA arcade. So I became friends. So Kim worked there before I did. And so after the arcade closed, he would keep it open. And then me, Kim, and Gerald, and a couple of other guys would just sit there and just try to play Virtua Fighter. And I sucked at the game. And
yeah, so, no, if you're an old 2D head, going into 3D is fucking hard.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I still joke about, like, jumping lows and then sliding overhead.
So I just never played any of the Soul Calibur games because they were 3D, and I was like, you know what, I don't get 3D games. And so
then I'm out here sitting here playing fucking Wild Ambition because it's one of the first 2.5D fighting games.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, so honestly, Soul Calibur 6 is the first Soul Calibur I've literally, like, even at E3, like, L.I. Joe was super excited for the game before it came out. So he was like, let's go try it out. So we went to the Namco booth, and, we got into the VIP section because, we're just, more VIPs. And stuff.
Yeah, that was exactly where I learned I hate Yoshimitsu again.
Yeah. And we went in there, and sure enough, like, I didn't even know how to do all the moves. I was even trying Tekken inputs, and they weren't working. Mm-hmm. Like back forward button doesn't exist in Soul Calibur.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So I couldn't figure out like how any of the moves were going, and Joe was just like, oh yeah, you're supposed to do this and this, and I'm like, what is happening?
And you got fucking mauled because nobody's actually teaching you what you needed to know at the time.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but then that's when I also learned that Ivy is also one of L.I. Joe's waifus.
Absolutely is.
Although he will never call them waifus, but it's a waifu. I'm sorry, Joe.
Yeah, he'll say like favorite female characters, and he'll go on like a paragraph before he'll actually just like, it's fucking waifu.
Yeah, it's a waifu, Joe. I'm sorry. It's just that's. But yeah, then.
Oh God.
What happened?
I learned
3D
fighting games from Dragon Ball GT Final Bout. I'm sorry.
Does that even count?
I'm sorry you spent that much time on that game.
Cactus, I actually don't still play Tekken. So I tried to learn Tekken. My goal was to get good enough at Tekken that I can, one, know how to play it casually in other people's houses if that's what they're playing, and two, to commentate it. I never got good enough to commentate the game.
Yeah. Because commentating is much like playing it, you picking up a second job.
Yes. So I got good enough that I can play. In fact, I still, because like everybody knew how much trouble I had with Tekken. I was always complaining about it on Twitter, and I was just like, I can't learn this game, and I'll learn this game. And we were at a friend's house one time, and they're like, hey, James, I just want to play you in Tekken. I just want to, and I was just beating him up. And the guy's like, I thought you said you suck at Tekken. I was like, I thought I did suck at Tekken. One, online Tekken was awful.
Well, and it's also one of those, like, skewing your perspective. Because one of my friends would just completely obliterate me at Third Strike, and I'll be like, you're not bad, dude. And he's like, I fucking suck dog shit.
Yeah, and then there's that. That was the other one, is that I just felt like I suck.
You know where you stand against the rest of the world kind of thing.
I feel like I suck at everything. Right?
Well, that and you hate yourself. Yeah. That's another factor.
Yeah. But to be fair, like I did enjoy Tekken 7 a lot. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm really glad I learned it, but I'm never going to get to that point where I think I can play it seriously enough to commentate it or to take it as a, game like, okay. And then Soul Calibur, I got back into Soul Calibur, and then that just sucked me away from Tekken completely. Yeah. Because
I think I feel like Soul Calibur is easier to understand innately.
It's right. to start, it's easier to understand. Once it gets towards where I'm at right now, I'm held back because I don't have the character knowledge.
Yeah.
So, but that happens with most fighting games. Nah, that's not necessarily true.
It kind of is.
Yeah, but I mean, there are those fighting games where if you know your Zoop well enough, you can kill entire teams.
Yeah, but you have to touch them first, and some characters are hard to touch.
Right. But for me, Tekken, I learned very quickly that to learn Tekken well enough to commentate it, like, you just have to be one of those former players. Like, you have to have those years of experience with the game. That's why, honestly, Tekken is one of the games that is one of the reasons why I want to do commentary. I know a lot of people thought I want to do commentary because I want to get in on the money. You know, there's no money in Tekken or any fighting game. Dude, people tell me I'm getting into Soul Calibur for the money.
Okay, ask the Soul Calibur community how they feel about that.
I said that on a Soul Calibur distancing, and everybody in the chat laughed.
Yeah.
They laughed, right? So, like,
there are literally, 2 fighting games that have any of the money in the FGC?
Which is basically Street Fighter and NRS right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, Punk just bought a really nice car for himself, which I think is super cool. So, but I mean, honestly, like, it's just the level that you would have to learn.
What in delusional fork?
Yeah. No, I didn't stop it because Bandai stopped supporting it. I get that's part of the joke right there. Yeah. But I mean, honestly, it's just when Soul Calibur came out, I was just having so much more fun with it. And there was too many fighting games because at that same time, I was also trying to learn how to get good at Street Fighter V, which I was not good at for the longest of time. And so I basically dropped Tekken because I was too busy trying to learn Street Fighter V and then Soul Calibur. And then I was also trying to learn MK11. And then I was also trying to learn, like, it was too much.
And you know what the great thing is that now you're down to 1 game. So you're gonna get to pick up Quick KOF then.
Yeah.
Because you're only playing Calibur right now.
That's the only game I'm playing. I want to play Strive, but it's just... the problem is, it's what we've been talking about again, same kind of going back. I just don't enjoy ranked. I just don't enjoy ranked. I can't sit there and grind. I mean, even on Teppen, right? Like, you will get to champion because you're like, I'm just going to sit here till I get to champion, right?
And then I stop.
And then you stop.
And I go play a point match.
But you have that ability. Like, I will literally play like 6 games on Teppen, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I definitely more the like, I'm going to get this out of the way.
Right. And as much as I want to get it out of the way, I can't do it. Like, my brain won't. And so when I stream ranked, it's the only time I'll actually sit down. Even when Street Fighter 4 was popular, I never played that game online.
Yeah. Well, I mean, KOF's going to be great, though, because you have people to play vocally with and just run sets for hours for no fucking reason.
Exactly. So.
Oh, the Tekken Rage video?
Dude, the Tekken Rage video, dude. But, I mean, to be fair, there's also like 5... There's a Marvel Rage video out there. Sounds right. That's why, well, you don't see the Marvel, but that's why I got mad at Sanchez. And there's definitely like 4 Street Fighter Rage videos out there too, right?
No.
So,
and I know what that video contains. I don't think I've ever seen it. Because I'm not sure I want to play Marvel with you again after the last time.
Exactly.
Like, I don't think either of us are having fun right now.
Dude, I can't handle that, dude. Marvel is just because I can't get that game. Like, that game I can't process that game for some strange reason. So the assists is too hard for me to get used to. You know, like, you can teleport with Dormammu, call an assist teleport on me 100 times, and I will never, ever expect it. I will just never process that it's an option because I'm only processing what Dormammu can do. You know, I just have this problem that I can't process more than one character.
Yeah, well, I mean, so with that in mind, just whatever.
Yeah.
It's much like, what was it? Was it Choi said a long time ago that...
Choi Sauce?
No, John
Choi. Okay.
I think it was John Choi was talking about fireballs are just basically normals that don't have a hurt box.
Right, yeah.
You know? And so once I started thinking about that and just like assists are just normals with no recovery.
Yeah. And I tried. So the reason why I got mad at Sanchez was because I just got hit by Wolverine dash to the other side and the Shuma assist.
Oh, yeah. What are you going to fucking do?
I got hit by that but see, I didn't even block it.
Yeah.
I just got hit 100% of the time.
He doesn't know what side is going to be either.
Right, and so Sanchez was making fun of me. He was like, there's this thing called block.
Oh, class act.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And so basically I got pissed. Went and played Street Fighter 4, lost to someone that I've never lost to because I was so mad. Mm-hmm. And then I came back and just told him to get the fuck off the thing, and then that's when I cursed him out, basically. So, yeah, basically I was like, get off the fucking commentary, you fucking motherfucker, is basically what I said to him. I was so mad at him. And, like, that's the thing. It's like, for some reason, I can't process that, so... No, I was super mad. That video is still out there, dude. Like, that is one of the most famous rage videos. And it's the reason why I probably will never be able to get a job ever again, too, because I have so many of these rage videos on the internet.
Yeah, but I think, honestly, your social media presence would offset that, too.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of worse people out there that get away with a lot of shit.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
Anyways.
But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. So Tekken was just a game that just required too much knowledge. It just does. Like, there's no way around it. Like, there just is no way around knowing the knowledge in Tekken. And if you don't know it, then that's just it. Like, people would watch me and they'd be like, you keep stand blocking that string from Marduk. If you block that string, you can crouch the fourth hit and hit him. And I'm like, what string? Like, that's the problem. Like, it wasn't even...
You didn't even understand that it's basically like a Rekka kind of thing that's going on.
It's not that. So, again, what I've learned between Soul Calibur, playing a lot of Soul Calibur, is that my move recognition is entirely based on pace of the move. Because when you play a 2D fighter, you have light, medium, and heavy. And a kick that goes on the ground will have a certain speed if it's a medium kick. It has a certain speed if it's a heavy kick. I don't know the animation of anything. So I gave the example that in Street Fighter V, when Birdie did EX Headbutt, or he did EX Bullhorn, I could never tell the difference between the moves.
It took the same frame data, basically?
They look the same. They just move forward and he hits you with his head, and they have the same speed. And they both move forward. And, like, when I commentated, you would hear I never talked about which one was whiff punishable or not, because I couldn't tell which one he did. And I could never get it straight until I logically was like, okay, Bullhorn is when he charges with his head down, and Bullhead is when he charges like I could not get it straight. So the thing about Soul Calibur and Tekken is all the moves are very similar speed, and you just have to recognize animations.
Have fun with that.
And I've never ever learned to memorize
and
moves,
especially because it's still got a bit
animation.
of like the left leg, right leg, whatever. So if the screen swaps sides, you have to basically learn the move twice.
So the Bullhorn jumps on non-EX. I'm only talking about the two EX versions. The two EX versions.
Then it's like boom,
which, I mean, for all intents and purposes to me, are the exact same goddamn move, right? Like, it took me a long time to figure that out, but Street Fighter's never had that problem. It's just, I see a fast button, that's a medium speed move, so that's medium. I never recognized anything based off of animation. And in fact, reacting to things based on pace was the reason why you hit me with Colleen's crouching medium kick and the standing light kick 100% of the time. Because Colleen's crouching medium kick looks laggy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That move feels way less safe than it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when I blocked it, I was like, I can press a button, but it's +1 for Colleen.
Actually, at the time, I think it was still +2.
Yeah. and so, like, I can't. So in Soul Calibur, a lot of the times people are like, this string, you can do this. And I'm like, and then the game has stances too.
Yeah. So, and I mean, I play fucking Tira, which means I have 7 different hula hoop moves. Which one is it?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And you have Gloomy and Jolly. So I have to recognize
all that.
Yeah. So I mean, but Soul Calibur, you can get far off the basics, off the fundamentals.
Yeah.
And so that actually helps me a lot. So I'm stuck in that situation right now. So yeah, that's the problem with Tekken, is that Tekken has 100 bazillion moves per character, and they all look the same. Every time I blocked Dragunov's elbow move, people are like, that's launch punishable. They're like, launch punish that move. Launch punish the elbow. And my response to them was, elbow? Never saw an elbow.
Yeah, it's just some sort of like close hitbox thing.
Yeah, it's a thing where he just swung and attacked.
Yep.
I didn't see if he hit you with an elbow or a fist or whatever. and that was always the hardest part. So yeah.
So it's gonna be really fun seeing you get into a KOF.
Yeah, I mean KOF is a little bit easier though. KOF is a lot easier,
and it's gonna be basically like because you have stuff like I mean you saw like the Hydron trailer, that slow ass fucking fireball. Like what are you gonna do about that? Yeah, I'm really curious to see where this goes.
Just the same Sanchez. When I played him in 14 and stuff, like I was doing okay. You know, I could adapt to it. The game makes sense to me. You know, the game makes sense to me. So yeah. And yeah, honestly, I've never recognized animations because I've never been trained to learn animations, you know, and that's the thing. So yeah, KOF 15 will be interesting. I don't know how good I'm going to be at that or if I'm going to be awful at the game. So
well, I'd like to see you, even if you feel like you're awful, stick with it long enough until you feel you're less awful.
Oh yeah.
Give it the old college try. Yeah.
It'll be a little bit easier. You don't see how Tekken moves look that similar. Yeah, I've never paid attention to animations.
It's basically just, you've got like T-Rex nubs coming at you. Where's the I don't fucking know. Yeah, no, I definitely understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. And it's just something that I've never had to train to do. I only base things off of, and it's weird because like, I was tweeting that I hate Siegfried because one of the guys on my stream plays Siegfried, and there's the anti-James Chen move, where he just does something and then he does this really low swing into the launch. And every time I see it, I crouch.
Because you want to block the low swing, and then you get hit by a mid.
Right, but the animation of it is, the pace of the animation is just a low attack.
Yep.
And that's it.
I know exactly what move you're talking about.
And that's the thing, is it's just the pace of the move. It feels like a low attack, so I have to low block. So my hand makes me low block like 90% of the time, and I get hit by it every single time. Siegfried also has a move where he hops and chops low. And I will stand block that
every time. I told you, jumping lows can fuck off.
Dude, Law had a move where he does a hop into a mid elbow, and I would low block because I would think it's an empty jump into low. Like, for some reason, I can't do that in Soul Calibur, but in Tekken, I don't know. I've just been blocking the wrong way.
Still better than, what was it, Cassandra, who has the little bunny hop toe stab with her sword?
Oh, yeah.
Sucks. But yeah, no, I'm really curious to see where this goes.
Yeah, and the thing, again, KOF, the challenge for newbies, you have to learn 3 characters at a time. The hardest part about it is that what people don't realize is that the system mechanics in the game are very strong, and so even though you have that many characters, you really learn the idea of the short hop versus all the ground games. There's that video with the bird kick. Yeah, exactly. That you know explains a lot of that, and so it's actually not as bad. And why every single KOF player out there can play every character in the game.
Yeah, like literally every strong KOF player probably plays at least half the cast of their game.
Yeah, and in fact, Soul Calibur is kind of that way too, because we were playing against a really strong player, and he was just random selecting and killing all of us because he just knows what this version of this character's button is, you know, and so he would do it. So.
Yeah, like you may not play them optimally, but you can, like, once you understand the system enough, you can just kind of, you know, figure out a character from there and feel out like, oh, this is the good shit.
Yeah.
Oh, this one, it's fine.
Right.
You know. And I mean, worst case scenario, it's also a really good idea to just start with someone like Yori. Because he's still kind of like a Shoto. He's got a little bit of everything KOF has to offer. And yeah, you can totally make it work.
Yeah, I mean, the KOF combos thing is unfortunately a reputation now, so people think, oh, it's time to learn these hard combos.
Yeah, because the fact is, like, honestly, you have to win neutral first.
Right. And another thing, too, is that the reason why combos were really hard in 13 too is because I still feel like they were still using a very unique input reading method.
Yeah, know, but you would get on that a lot.
Right.
Like, I've never noticed it.
Oh really? Yeah. Oh, okay. Cause that happened to me in freaking Injustice too. I don't remember why they did it because I think they wanted to get rid of some trick, but like if you do quarter circle forward in the air to do an air move and go to up forward, that kills the input.
That's a classy.
If you go to up forward, so I would use Harlequin and she had an air like gunshot move and it would not come out like 80% of the time for me. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing wrong? And it's because I've always done forward flip. I've always done fireballs to forward flip. In fact, most of my fireballs are half circle. I almost always do half circle on like every fireball. And so like there was one time I was trying to do when they added Cammy's ability to juggle with the drill. So you could do the target combo to the EX dive kick into drill. And my drill came out as an uppercut 100% of the time. Because I would half circle it and it would...
And because you crossed under them first.
Right, and it registered as forward, down, forward instead.
Yep.
The only way I can get it is if I consciously do fireball. Same thing with Potemkin. To do Kara Garuda, I kept getting Pop Buster. I mean, to do Kara Mega Fist, I'm sorry. I kept getting Pop Buster because I always did half circles. I had to learn to specifically do... Like, it's crazy. It's weird. It's weird. No, actually in Injustice, I actually set it to Street Fighter inputs because I also couldn't crouch and walk forward and do special moves. So, yeah. But, I mean, a lot of that, too, like, I'd always do my Sonic Booms as forward, back button, forward, back button, forward, back button, and that didn't work with Leona. So in 13, like, I tried to play Leona and I couldn't. I couldn't play her because none of my Sonic Booms and Flash Kicks would come out. And that killed me. Yeah.
Anyways,
we're just talking about random shit now.
So Whip came out today.
You can tell how excited we are about Whip right now. So,
like I said, I'm probably gonna boot up 14
just to see, right?
Yeah, just to feel it out a little bit. But otherwise, yeah.
But that was why when 14 came out and they more universalized the input reading with a lot of the other games that, you know, like I couldn't even do, like, someone whiffed an uppercut. I could never do stand fierce into uppercut because I would always throw them in 13.
Yeah. Again, the way I shook that habit is just always trying to run first.
Right. Exactly. You had to run first. And yeah, I kept messing it up and I was just like, ugh! And that to me is what honestly makes some of the 13 trials a little harder. Because they're like stricter.
Yeah, like a set to neutral or do this or
But 14 was a lot easier for me to get into for that reason because a lot of the stuff that I could do would work. And so 15 is going to be the same for sure, right? So,
yeah, I'm also looking forward to like checking out the hold the button for input buffer, the same one Samurai Showdown has, to get frame 1 reversals and stuff.
Wasn't that in 14?
It is.
It is, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to test it in 15 is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Guilty Gear has it too. I'm sorry. Under the Melty Blood had it too, I think.
Yeah, but it's way smaller.
Yeah, that was only like 3 frames or something like that. So, yeah.
Anyways,
I'm excited for this game. I definitely want to play it and figure it out. But again, you know, it's going to be a new thing for me, so it's going to be an interesting journey. Let's just put it that way. So we'll see how it goes.
It'll be a good time.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's put on some closing music. Oh, wait, actually, I forgot. I had one more thing I wanted to talk about. Just a really quick, tiny thing.
Okay.
So, I've talked about Toreba before, the online crane game thing. So, if you could go ahead and post up that image I gave you. Right now, if you're on Toreba, I just happened to be browsing it last night, and I happened to see this wonderful little item. In Neo Geo slippers. Totally forgot I wanted to show that.
Plushy slippers.
Little plush Neo Geo slippers.
And again, I was never a big slipper person at home.
Oh yeah, I know.
And then PlayStation sent me some slippers, and like I love those things. And so now maybe I might have to pick up some of these plushy slippers here, dude, because they look nice.
So yeah, that's a thing that exists.
Feet are too big. Yeah.
I think that's all I've got for the moment. But yeah, so next week, watch party and some sort of story mode, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then the beta.
Only a few days later, and we will be going ham with that beta, so for sure. Which song should I play?
I'm voting for World War III.
World War III.
No, just WW3. Or WWIII.
Like that,
sure.
basically?
Good enough. Put a space.
There is a space.
And 3 W's, it looks like. No, yeah, WW
right.
space I.
Oh.
Try that. Nope, okay, fine.
What if I actually just type World War III?
I don't... Okay.
There they are.
Yeah, but then
okay.
it fucking writes it correctly anyway. Whatever.
Which version?
You know what? Let's be nice. Let's give her the 14 version.
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay.
HD. Save 10 hours.
Yo, we got them
editing with
ads,
this Chrome
though?
Extension. But no.
For a
by
Chrome
all means.
extension. Oh, boy.
It's targeted ads. I'm watching a lot of ADHD videos.
Anyways. Also, this song fucking is amazing. I'm sure anyone says. World War III is one of my favorite songs for like the entirety of the franchise.
Alright. Well, thanks, guys, for watching. Peace out, and we'll see you guys next week for the Fatal Fury movie watch party. So,
Fatal Fury, the motion picture, watch party, through Amazon Prime.
exactly. Enjoy, take care, and we'll see you guys next time.